or even Christmas, or they may want to raise a glass of champagne or a glass of wine or even a beer to those that have passed away. Or it's a good time to go and visit people in a mausoleum or a cemetery because you have some time off. And if the place where your loved ones are buried, is near you, you can go and take some time to just go by and show your respects to them. So we did that. We also do our aura photography, and people coming in for the first time to get their aura pictures and making notes that this is the base aura picture. So when they come in the next time, they'll be able to compare the two. So it was a good weekend. We did more readings than ever up in Midwest City, and it was quite a refreshing trip. And what I'm going to do is next year I'll be in Oklahoma at least 6 times, and we will be having an aggressive travel schedule next year. And so if I'm coming, I may be coming to a town around you, or we may be offering some things online that you will be able to participate in. I do want to invite you to join my meetup group. You don't have to be in the North Texas area to be a member of the meetup group. It's called Beyond Metaphysics, and all you got to do is become a member of meetup.com. It's a free service, and we'll be doing maybe I'm going to be using the psychic side as a meetup for people who are members to join in and be able to participate if they want to. And then we'll be doing some other online events that you can partake in, and maybe we'll be able to have some question and answers at that time as well. So a lot of things in the works, a lot of things that we're trying to do that are going to have more services available to you. But in addition to that, I will be doing traveling all over the state of Texas, Oklahoma, and who knows where else. Okay, we'll just see where things bring us. You know, we're developing other clientele in St. Louis and Chicago and other places around the country, New Orleans and even in Nashville. So we're getting a little bit better known, and that's really pleasing to me. So I have lots of different topics that I like to talk about. Today was about virtues. Next week I want to talk about the Dominion Angels, and the Dominion Angels are a fascinating group. They're a group of angels that kind of control the skies and control the universe, and so I don't want to give it all away. But they're a fascinating group of angels. Now, also, I need to tell you that in December, I'm going to be at a couple of places. I won't be doing a lot of traveling, but I'm going to be at the North Tarrant Holistic Fair in South Lake, Texas. I'll be there, and then I will be at Miracles of Joy. So I'm really excited about making another appearance at Miracles of Joy. That's another place that I hope to be at several times next year. And if you're in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, I hope that you'll come by and visit with us at Miracles of Joy. They're our sponsors. They're the ones that have kept the show going. And so I'm really pleased about that. Miracles of Joy has a promo code. It's called PS-0223. It's on their website, miraclesofjoy.net. And you get a 25% discount if you decide to purchase something there. We hope you buy a lot. So with that, we're about ready to close the show down. And I want to invite you to like my Facebook page, my Instagram, and we're going to be starting some YouTubes as well. So tonight we finish up our mediumship classes. We have several students that'll be graduating. And so I'm real pleased about that. So once again, thank you very much for joining me today on the psychic side. Happy Thanksgiving. And I look forward to having you a guest on my program or a listener next week here on the Psychic Radio Network and Moonstruck TV. So long for now. I'm John Capello, and we'll see you soon. Bye-bye.
listening to A1R Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV, enlightening television. Welcome.
Time for Sacred Insight with Andrea Baker. Live from mindbodynourish.etsy.com.
Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/psychic radio.
Or one of our websites,
askoneradio.com or moonstruck.tv.
This is Sacred Insight
On A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Everybody, welcome to Sacred Insights. I'm Andrea Bacon, and I hope you are all doing great and are having a great week or have had a great week so far. Now, as far as the energy goes, we're entering Sagittarius season. So this week, Mars moves into Sagittarius too, right as Sag season is beginning. So with many planets and the sun itself in Sagittarius, this period of time is likely to be full of excitement. I think Sagittarius has a great energy, but Mars is normally an energy that can be thought of like aggressive, fiery, definitely passionate. It rules the sun signs of Aries and Scorpio as well. And when it enters Sagittarius, it becomes a little bit more flexible of an energy. So Sagittarius is optimistic. So it can really help temper Mars energy. And this becomes a sense of positivity related to ambition as well, because Aries does have a lot to do with ambition. It's all about, goals and going forth, taking action. So our own Mars placement in our natal charts, which you can always look up for free if you know the time and date of your birth, like the time. Most people know the date, but I mean like the correct time in your chart, you can look it up. Now, when it's in our chart, it has to do with how we deal with conflict, maybe how we argue with people. Some people can be more aggressive than others when dealing with conflict. A lot of it has to do with their placement. So yes, you can check that if you want to, and it can help you understand like your own unique qualities and how this might affect you right now as well with Sagittarius. And by the way, happy birthday to all the Sagittariuses out there, and also happy Thanksgiving to anyone who celebrates. And like we're entering the holiday seasons right now, it's a time to try to get more rest, even though there can be a lot of things happening. We tend to get busy and have a lot to do, but it is important to take time to reflect, enjoy a little bit of a slower pace for a while, maybe spend some time with loved ones or alone time. Right now, I've always felt like there is a lot of softer energy in the air, generally speaking, at year's end. So if you intend to access that energy for yourself, it can help you and it's restorative. It can be a time to help you release built up stress. And this energy, it's always everywhere, and you can always feel it. It's omnipresent, omnipotent, and infinite energy that's healing, and it's beautiful, and it's ever present always. But at times at this time of year, it can be a little easier to feel it in the air, to tune into this at this time of year, because the collective focuses on so many different amazing, diverse holidays throughout the whole world. And so with so many people focusing like that on something a little bit more positive, a little bit more loving, a little bit more heartfelt, some people can empathically sense that. Now, if you're going through a hard time at the holidays, if they're rough for you, you can intend that the energy and that infinite love in the universe help you to receive healing. So using the cosmic love in the universe to soothe your worries, your stress, to heal your heart, And, if there is a relationship, any relationships that you need um, help with, this is good for that. So I suggest doing a heart meditation where you imagine a rose in the center of your chest and each petal is unfolding one at a time. You're imagining the colors of pink and green for the heart chakra and imagining this beautiful warmth that emanates from the center of your heart, the center of your chest, spreading throughout your body, your energy, even your space. You can even send that energy out into the world to help bring peacefulness to anywhere and everywhere that needs it right now. But just remember to always fill up your cup first. It's not selfish to do so. And you cannot pour from an empty cup. You may need to start saying no to certain things that don't feel aligned with you. But just remember to practice self-love and self-compassion. So you can always give to others from a state of surplus instead of lack. Also, okay, like if you want to go ahead and do a nice message from spirit, this is going to be a little interactive message where you get to pick a number between 1, 2, and 3. So you can go ahead and decide which one, or you can pick more than one if you want, but it is a nice little message to you from spirit. So number 1, we get soulmate relationship. So it says that your relationship, a new relationship is coming in for you that is spiritually based. Now, this connotates romance, but it can also be platonic. It doesn't have to just be romance. It depends like what you are focused on in your life at this time as far as relationships go. But there's definitely an excited feeling that I get from this message. It's like this celebration, like you're being gifted something really amazing that's unique and special just to you, just to your life, your path, and what you need right now. But it feels like a really big and powerful union at this time, whatever that is for you. It could even be, like a business union. It just depends. But it feels like it's close, like it's coming in within the next 6 weeks or so, 6 to 8 weeks at the most. It kind of is what its spirit was making me feel like. Now, there's an aside message to this that somebody's grandmother was coming through when I was tuning into this message. And she's always keeping her house really tidy and clean, very traditional, maybe a little stern or strict when it comes to that type of thing. But she had very short hair and she always kept it in tight curls. But she wanted to bring a message through for people who chose this card. And that is not to linger in the past, forgive yourself and others, and move forward. You're going to be like really happy with your next chapter. And so really great things are coming. And if there is a relationship that you have been asking for help with, been praying about, I do feel like there's a lot of love still and that it will be okay. So there is the message for number 1. So number 2, your card is ready, set, go. Now's the time to dive in and embrace your heart's desire. So some of you may be starting something new in January. I'm feeling January specifically, or maybe February, but like really soon after the new year. It could be a new job, a school, or just something course of study of some kind, but it's where you're really embracing your North Node, more of your life's purpose or your Dharma. And it's going to be leading to fulfillment, more stability, and abundance in your life. I do feel like it has financial blessings too with it. Like, I feel like there's going to bring you like a lot of happiness and a really big sense of accomplishment and, a steady income. So it's like this was the missing piece in a way of the puzzle that some of you were looking for in some way. So Spirit is saying, just be clear and upfront from the beginning about your needs or desires to whatever it is that you are dealing with. Something like this, because basically, don't be afraid to speak up. You may have had not been heard before in certain or not being in very supportive environments, but I feel like that's about to change. And like it's okay to, say how you feel or what you need. There's something here about branching out as well from what you've been doing. Maybe going a little bit out of your comfort zone. Travel may be involved, or maybe moving away, but they're saying to stay grounded when making financial decisions. If you need to make bigger purchases, do your research and keep your life in balance. Some of you may have people asking you for financial help. Just, let that be through your own accord. So don't feel pressured, but make choices on your own accord about, what you're going to do in those kind of respects. So, okay. So now group number 3, we have morning affirmations. Stay positive and say positive affirmations in the morning. It's going to help the gates of manifestations open for you. And I'm feeling an opening here of your energy channels. Like there's, especially with your sacral, your solar plexus, and your throat chakras. So I'm getting a message to let things roll off your back or roll off of you like water on a duck's back, basically. So, if there's little stressful things here and there, little things that you might have to deal with, don't make a mountain out of a molehill, or just don't want to get to you, basically, is what Spirit is making me feel like. But there's this more sense of freedom. Okay, you have this awakened sense of freedom here for you. Like you've released a hold that somebody or something has had on you for a really long time. And this could be thought patterns of your own internal patterns as well. But you've shifted away from this, and your angels have been whispering something in your ear. Like I'm specifically seeing them whispering some messages in your ear. And I feel like you've listened. It's the key to freedom from all that held you back, including drama other people may have brought into your life, you may have been around. This could have been, even toxic work environments for some, but whatever it is, there's this beautiful, incredible amount of light flowing into your existence. And it feels really powerful and strong. So you have always held the key to your freedom, and you can always choose that. You always will hold that key. Everybody, you will always have that power, okay? So you don't need to give that away. I think that message came in a little bit last time. But yeah, don't forget to do what makes you happy. And you're going to be allowed to speak up as well. That's another message similar to the other one. But yeah, like your well-being is important. Make sure that you always take care of that. And I feel like that's going to be everything, body, mind, and spirit. Everything is just really coming into this new level for you. So that is what I have for you today, everybody. I hope you enjoyed or got something out of those messages. If you want to book any readings or any healing with me, you can go to stan.store/medium Andrea. You can do a 1-card reading, a 3-card reading, or medical intuitive. It's a hypnosis-based deep dive, a longer healing session to release blocks. And I hope you have a wonderful Thanksgiving or holiday week, whatever you're watching. Bye.
You're listening to A1R Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV, enlightening television. Welcome.
Time for Sacred Insights with Andrea Baker. Live from mindbodynourish.etsy.com.
Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/psychic radio.
Or one of our websites.
AskOneRadio.com or Moonstruck.tv.
This is Sacred Insight
On A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Namaste, everyone. Welcome to Medicine for Your Spirit. Yes, here we are. 1111 Gateway is right in front of us, and it's quite big. I just want to offer, if anyone's interested, do it, don't do it. I keep getting the message that if you can find space in your day to put your feet on the earth on 1111, take a breath in, open your arms as wide as you can, face the sun, and request the 1111 Gateway light activation to align and attune you to the new role of your soul. And then you finish it with, thank you, I am ready. And take a few breaths. Apparently, that's all we need to do. So here we go. We've got a lot going on in the world, as we know, and I hope you're all doing well. Today, I just really want to talk about these big transitions that we're going through, the energy portals, the new moons, the full moons, the all these things that are just lining up, and we're being squeezed, really squeezed. The other day, I was given the analogy of a sponge, you know, when you're washing your dishes up and you have a sponge and then you squeeze it. It's like, that's what happened. It feels like we're all going through this big universal squeeze and everything's being pulled out of us that is not for the next role of our soul, basically. So taking care of ourselves while we're all in this is so important. Being very clear with where you're putting your energy is one of the critical things right now. And through the day, stopping every now and again, coming into your heart. Where is my energy going? Is it going towards something that's an obligation, a duty, or an expectation? Is it something that I don't really want to participate in or don't want to utilize my energy with? We've got to start asking ourselves these questions. There's a moment coming up between now and the end of the year where we have to be very potent within ourselves. Access the medicine that we are, the medicine for our own spirit. We're starting to get quieter with it, and we're starting to realize that there is so much in us about to be revealed. So if you're in times of uncertainty, and there's a lot of that, if you're in fear, and there's a lot of that, if you're in a place of giving up hope or you know, what's the point? There's a lot of that going on. You've got to come back to yourself. You've got to come back into your heart, breathe into yourself, because at the end of the day, on a higher level, at your soul's knowing, you chose to be here. You chose some of the experience, or all of the experiences that we are having, whether we've had them or are having them now, we've chosen them. So somewhere in us, we have the ability for solutions, for answers, for new ways forward. We have it, it's there. We can't access it by running around being distracted. We have to access it by sitting with ourselves. So a little practice that I have been doing all year. There's two things I've done this year which I've found have benefited me greatly with my vitality, my energy, my heart staying open, and seeing and learning more about myself. And the first thing is this. Every month, I made a commitment in 2023 to do something I've never done before. And I have followed that through. Some things I've loved and I'll do them again. Some things it's like, oh, well, I'm glad I've done that, but never again. But I did it. So when we set a commitment like that and we show up for it, we are opening and expanding ourselves to know more about ourselves. And we get to see and feel the conditions and the beliefs and the limitations and the inhibitions that restrict us. Okay. The other thing I've done this year, and I found it really profound, and I've been following a person online called the Oracle Girl. Her name is Jacqueline Hobbs. She's not everyone's cup of tea, but I adore her because I get her language. I get her. What she talks a lot about is our connection to pure love, purity, and how sitting quietly by yourself without any music, without headphones, without podcasts, without TV in the background, without anything else. When you sit with yourself for 5 minutes and breathe with yourself, it's remarkable what happens when you do that as a practice. You just absorb the love and you be with yourself. I would like to invite you to try it. Let me know how you go. So I've got a call here, Joanna from Indianapolis. Have I got that
Hi,
right?
how are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Delightful. So glad to be talking to you.
So how can I help you or be of support or guidance or anything? What can I do for you?
What kind of readings do you do?
I'm more about taking action.
You're an
I'm more-
intuitive then?
it's more-
Okay.
Would
Very
you like
good.
me just to- Sorry.
If you want to just do a general and I can like throw in some validation and we can go from there.
Sure. Here we go. So we've got the 1111 portal gateway coming up, and there's a lot of change available and on offer for us. So I will do an earth, air, fire and water one for you. Okay, so here we go. This is for Joanna. Earth, air, fire, water, calling upon the lineage of mystics and mysticism, healers and ancient healing, and the wisdom of the universe to come through to give simple, practical, doable and relatable information. I'm all about simplicity. If it's not simple, nobody does it. So here we go. This is Joanna's earth. This is where she's at right now. Okay, so where you're at right now is soul purpose. You might be wanting to shift gears. You might be asking what your soul purpose is. What's the next thing I'm meant to be doing? How do I align with it? Am I on track? Those types of questions. So my big thing with soul purpose, and I say it all the time to people, is you are your purpose. You are your purpose. Your soul knows what it's got to do. So instead of us trying to find our purpose in what we do in life, we start to acknowledge that I am my purpose and what I do is an expression. That's all it is. It's just an expression. So this for you is about looking, if you're not looking, you're on the pathway more. This is about living a soul expressed life. So this is probably where you're at right now. You feel quite, pardon?
Yeah, I just wanted to say I feel it. I actually just decided to stop my old career and start doing oracle card readings, and some good things have come out of it. Some frictions come out of it, and I'm about to go have to deal with some things about that. No, you're not wrong. I'm actually doing the thing, and the universe is taking steps towards me.
Yeah. That's when the magic happens. So this is this is the water element, what you might need to release or surrender into, and it is new growth. This is faith. Like, look at this image of this beautiful soul here. She's amongst the seeds that she's planted. So this is new beginnings and new growth. So you're getting ready for another level of you expressing yourself in the world. So, and there's a lot of faith with that. We have to have faith in ourselves that when we start doing our soul work, that we're on track. So it's really surrendering into that and going, okay, I know what I'm doing and it feels right. I'm not going to question it. I'm just going to start becoming more and more and more of it and expressing more of it. The fire element for you, which is the action, is gratitude. So, and I'm sure you're a person who has a lot of gratitude. I'm a person that I like to share with people a 10-second process for gratitude, and it changes games. And it's simply random times through the day, hand on your heart, breathe in. And as you're breathing in, you're saying to yourself, what am I grateful for right now, in this now moment? And then as you exhale, you open your eyes, you look around and you pick something. And whatever's around, you pick one thing and you say, I'm really grateful for blah, 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 whatever it is. And if you do that
I do that on my drives. I appreciate the treats, and I love that practice. Absolutely. It's something I teach to the people that I coach.
Great, because it works like compound interest. You just keep adding more and more to your field, and you become more and more aligned and attuned with better things, and the universe understands the language of gratitude, and it'll give you more good stuff. And this is what you're expanding towards. This is the air element. Oh, rebirth. Look at this. Oh, my God. There's an unfurling about to happen. There's a new level of you about to start nudging its way out and wanting to be more, I suppose, I don't really like the word being more seen, but being more acknowledged for your gifts, skills, talents, and your natural abilities. So this rebirth, again, it's a new beginning, a new start. It's a new aspect of you coming through, and you're getting ready for it. So you're expanding. 2024, I feel like you're going to be offered lots of different things. We're going to start stepping into different ways of opening your heart and opening your service that's going to be beneficial for many. So that's your 4 cards.
Thank you.
That makes sense.
Sure does. Thank you so much for the validation. I hope you have a beautiful night.
And thank you for calling in. Medicine for your spirit. We have it, we are it, we live it. Bye for now. So there you go, guys. As I was just saying, start tapping into your own knowing. It is the medicine for your spirit. It is the medicine. And there is so much healing, physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual, that we can initiate and activate within ourselves when we know who we are. So that old saying of know thyself has never been truer than what it is right now. So thank you for listening. This is Raylene Byrne, Medicine for Your Spirit. Start tapping into yours, and come and find me on my website, raylenebyrne.com. Bye for now.
You're listening to A1R Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV, Enlightening Television. Welcome.
Time for the mini medium with Stephanie Cowan. Live from tarotwithsteph.net.
Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-27. You're listening to A1R Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV, Enlightening Television. Welcome.
Time for Evenings with Kimberly, the comedian medium. Live from KimberlyWagonMakers.com.
Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/psychic radio. Or one of our websites, askoneradio.com or moonstruck.tv.
This is Evenings with Kimberly
On A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Hi, it's Kimberly Wagon Makers at AR1 Radio. And and I will be here again next Thursday. I want to start with, so that if by any chance we get cut off with the caller and I don't complete, I don't like that. It makes me feel really bad. So, because there's minutes, my phone number 760-519-5519. You can text. I answer all the time, and or call unless I'm unavailable. And my website is just like my name, www.kimberlywagonmakers. And hopefully it's in the show title. So the spelling, because yeah, it's kind of hard for people. But that's how you can find me when I'm not here, or on TikTok, Kim the Shaman, or my Facebook business page, Rescue and Restore Balance, my name. So I wanted to start with that because I never seem to have enough time. And I need to figure out how, okay, I got to get this chat bar up. I don't want to miss anybody. I have a wee bit of a headache today, but I came because I need to start like just going no matter what. So if anybody needs psychic, I prefer psychic today. But if it's an urgent mediumship, then it's the spirit's going to, as I say, push their way forward. You know, when there's really emergency situations, they'll even hunt me down and come to my door, bringing food from, DoorDash, or, I mean, it's just amazing. I can't even explain. But when they need it, they definitely, I always say, they are more powerful than, and need it more than the sitter, because they see their loved one crying, feeling sad, and they want to come through and say, hey, I'm really here next to you all the time. You don't have to be sad. I'm here. And so, yeah, I feel like the spirit is always needs it more, and they're way smarter than us humans. They blow my mind what they do. Last night, I always believe in the little critters and I save them all. And last night there was the most, at like 2 a.m, I kept hearing this banging, and I thought one of my cats was doing something. But I realized my phone's like going crazy. I don't know if it's something urgent. So I finally looked out, and this dragonfly is just banging on my door. Beautiful. I mean, huge, probably the biggest one. I see I have a caller though. Let's see. It says Beth in can't pronounce Lowell.
Lowell.
Hi, Beth. Can you hear me?
Hi, I can. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good. I woke up with a headache, and I've had it all day. It's probably part of menopause. So
Maybe not.
yeah, well, I'm pretty.
I hope not.
Well, menopause is one of those things that we go through, unfortunately. But how are you today, Beth?
I am very well. I'm excited to be speaking with you.
Oh, have you heard about me at all, or been on any of my sites?
Oh yeah, I've been kind of following you for on Facebook for like a bit.
Oh, I'm
Like I
surprised.
read the post every now and then, and I once got connected to somebody, but she wasn't. It wasn't you.
Oh, finally, I can see my face. Ooh. I'm sorry. I just saw my face, and yeah, in front of me. I'm like, okay, what's that? So, Beth,
Yeah.
how can I help you, sweetheart?
Oh well, I was just kind of wondering a few things. Like a major thing coming up is something to do with my daughter and visits and things like that. So, and I was wondering about my relationship with her and how she's feeling, and if things are going to go well for me. I have to go to court, and and I don't like going, and it doesn't always work in my favor, even though it's mostly unfair, and there have been some things that aren't good. And then I was kind of wondering a little bit about my job, and then of course my love life. And I don't know why I like the last couple of boyfriends I've had, or love interest or whatever, they just haven't gone anywhere. And I usually, most of my life, I really haven't ever had like a hard, like a, hard time with it, or had to deal with somebody, rejecting me. And I know that I not very well with the whole thing. And then I'm wondering how my mother and my father are up there in heaven. And just wondering. I'm wondering what you might be able to help me, you know, figure out, or tell
So
me.
it's a lot, and I'm trying to like because that I
Oh,
feel like
okay.
there's like 10. No, it's okay, it's okay. That's why I say we don't usually have enough time, because I like to start with one. Like, it sounds like you were asking first about relationships with your daughter, and am I hearing
Yeah.
correctly? And a big event is coming up with her, a wedding or
Yeah.
something?
No, I have to go to. Well, we used to have visits, and her father made some mistakes, and now, the place where we go to have the visits, doesn't want us there, and so now we have to go to court and find a new place, and you know, uh, he's done some things that are in violation, and so I'm just trying to see how that, might pan out. And I mean, ultimately, I would love to have my daughter come and stay with me, but I don't know how realistic that is. But I was just wondering if
Is she
maybe.
very young? Is she young? I feel like she's younger than a teenager.
Well, she's 15.
Okay. So yeah, I was thinking in my head under 16, so that's under a teenager. So
Okay.
um I feel like, so Beth, I never BS. I never BS. And we are all over, and I don't even know how much time we'll have. I'm going to
Okay,
start
that's
with.
fine. But you can tell me whatever I have to hear. I can
And you
handle it.
can call me back after, and I'll for free continue if you'd like. I did say my number in the very beginning. So
Okay.
because I don't, this is a lot and I don't want to hash it up, but I'm gonna start with, I feel like Spirit right away told me, because you also mentioned relationships, and basically they've all been unhealthy, wrong. So
Yeah.
I feel like Spirit is telling me, number one, before we address sister or family, daughter, relate men, work, I feel like you need to do some inner work. I feel like
Okay.
you need to address, um, and I don't like the word counseling, but I feel like if you got out and got into some sort of healthy activity that you really enjoyed, because you need to
Uh-huh.
do, everybody overuses the word meditation, and meditation, I don't sit and cross my legs and meditate. I find it very, yeah, boring. I meditate. My meditation comes organically when I'm cleaning the house, just vacuuming. I'm like in a silent
Right.
mood, and I'm just like with Spirit, and I'm
Uh-huh.
talking to myself, and I'm getting answers. So for me, meditating is gardening. It's in the yard when I'm watering at 1 a.m. and no one's around. So I have that peace
Uh-huh.
and serenity. Um, Cleaning. I need you to start, you need to look within, because why are all these bad things happening? This is the shadow side of you, and it needs
Okay.
addressing. Once you address and realize, the changes we need to make, and
Mhm.
shoot, I'm still making my own changes. Trust me, it's not an easy thing. But once you
Yeah.
make those changes, you're able to draw in what you really want and need. And
Right.
that includes the right man, that
Mhm.
includes the right job, that includes unbelievable happiness with your daughter, your
Yeah.
family. But if you haven't made those changes organically within yourself,
Uh-huh.
they won't see it, nobody will see it, and life will continue this way. So
Okay.
let me look. Okay, I've got 60 seconds. I knew this was going to happen. But you have my phone number, right? 760-519-5519. I'm supposed to go live Facebook after, but if you call, I'll continue this cuz
Okay.
I feel like you have a lot of stuff and it's nothing that can't be fixed. It's
Right.
not it's never too late until we're dead.
Right.
And that's
Exactly.
when, unfortunately, if we hadn't fixed all this going through the bloodlines, it continues and we have to come back and fix it again.
You're listening to A1R Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV, enlightening television. Welcome.
Time for Psychic Paths with Suzanne Marie. Live from psychicpaths.com.
Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/psychic radio. Or one of our websites, askoneradio.com or moonstruck.tv.
This is Psychic Paths
On A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Hello, everyone. I am Suzanne, and I will be your host for a little bit. I hope that everyone is doing well and feeling love and feeling safe. I am coming from Minnesota, and I am a clairvoyant and a light trance medium. And I am so happy to be here. Thank you, everyone, for listening and for calling in. This is really, really an awesome chance for everyone to get a reading free and for us clairvoyants and psychics and mediums to be able to reach out to everyone that calls in. So, hello and welcome to November. I hope that everyone is going to have a wonderful holiday season. We are going to be celebrating Thanksgiving soon here in the United States. And I'm just thankful for everything this year. This year has brought a lot of changes for me, a lot of ones I didn't want, but now I'm feeling very, very blessed, and I hope others are too. I hope that everyone kind of stays centered during all this holiday situations. It can be depressing for some people with hard family backgrounds. It can be lonely for a lot of people who don't have family. And it's even harder for those people that have hard childhood memories of the holidays, and yet some who haven't had any holidays as children. So I hope that you're all gentle with each other and just love and be patient with yourself. And whatever you do, don't overdo it. Don't think that you need all the money in the world to make people happy. Um, don't overextend yourself to be the person that does everything. Just really, really be balanced because the holidays are hard. Even on the best terms, it can be hard. So, with that being said, I hope that somebody calls. Um, I am at Psychic Pass, www.psychicpass.com. If you would like to write me a message or set up your own private reading, I am available. Um, so yes, um, so I hope that everything goes good tonight for you, and that you try out calling in because we have a lot of excellent, excellent readers here. We have Tanya, New South Wales. Hello.
Hello,
Hi.
hello,
How are
hello.
uh, how are you?
Yeah, not too bad today. Thank you. Yes.
Good, good. What can I help with tonight?
I guess I'd like to know a bit of direction, where I should be devoting my time, whether it be to study, um, maybe what's going on in my relationship at the moment, whether it's worth pursuing. um,
Okay. All right.
yeah, whether
Let me
yeah.
hear let me hear what Spirit has to say. Um, so what I got right away when you were talking was that you do have a good intuition. Your gut instinct is very right on, especially about
Mhm,
yourself. And what Spirit has told me while you were talking was that you already have a good idea of what you should be doing and what direction you should be doing. But I feel like
mhm,
you argue with yourself or you bring up what ifs. This is what Spirit is telling me. So then you feel
mhm,
kind of overwhelmed and kind of stuck. But Spirit is telling me that you have a very, very good intuition on yourself. Do you know what I mean by gut instinct or
yeah,
you know
yeah, yeah.
um
I guess there's things I want to do. I'm fairly good at manifesting things. I just, yeah, it's, I'm not sure when the finances um, will
let
improve.
me see let me see what Spirit says about that.
Mhm.
So have you been having like being more focused on your finances, let's say for the last year or since March?
Um, yeah,
Because some
particularly, yeah, particularly
excuse
now,
me.
within the last um, few months. Yeah.
Okay, hang on a second. Um yes, they say that you've had a blinding flash of insight on the finances part. Um I feel like there's going to be a little difficulty or a stagnation for a while. Um, and that's just, I feel like planetary situations, not karma, but planetary
Yeah.
situations. And I
So
feel like,
how long do you think see that going on for? Like months or
I feel like it's going to happen for about the next 6 weeks, the next month, next
the
six
next six
weeks.
weeks?
And
Yep.
I feel like there's a hidden lesson inside this. I'm not quite sure what it is, but I think you're even bright enough or intuitive enough to know that there's a lesson in the money being stagnant. Like, what have you learned from this? Because
Oh,
somehow
okay. Yeah,
there's a little lesson in
that,
this that yes. Um,
that makes
but that's
sense.
mainly
Yeah, being more sensible.
oh, it's so hard to do. For me anyway. Um, Also, you have a very, very good outlook on money. You know it's a tool. You know it's not the feast, but it's the utensils in order to have a feast. So I feel like by the end of December, you should be doing really well. I feel like the manifestations aren't going to come little by little, but they're just going to
Yep,
be just abundant starting in December, middle of December. It should be all coming towards your way, what you've been wishing for and what you've been
yep.
manifesting. That's what I
Oh, that
see.
sounds awesome. Yeah, that's what I've sort of planned for. Um,
A-
yeah,
And I,
it,
and I
that,
feel like
yeah.
it's brought on some sadness for you, and I can understand that. And maybe you don't know that there's a sadness right now, but it's a sadness because money's important. It's like air. I know, it's not the most important thing, but we need it like air. And we don't know,
Yeah.
it makes us sad to work through it until we have the money. And then it's like, wow, I really feel relieved. So I feel like you're going to have
Mm,
a relieved feeling pretty soon. Um,
okay.
Let me
And
see real quick about,
okay, and yeah, and with my the situationship that I'm in, is
yes.
this man the right man for me, or like?
I do believe that he is very, very good. Um, do you notice the pauses when you're talking to him? Because I feel like he has an obstacle of speaking his emotions. He can show them and you can feel them, but there's kind of an obstacle with his speaking of his
Yeah,
emotions.
that's it. Yeah, I never feel like he's emotionally invested. Um,
And I
yeah,
think that it's just that uneasy feeling he has about expressing his emotions. But I do believe that his intentions and his motivations are good. And if it's about
yeah,
that distant feeling, it's more just in the conversation part of him, inability to express everything he feels. And I feel like he feels deep, and from what I can sense, he's intense at times. Um,
yeah,
he wishes he were
yeah.
lighthearted. That's too bad because he's intense. I just heard he would like to be lighthearted and easygoing, but he's very, very good. I think that you should
I
stick
think
with
he's
him until
okay. Is he
because I just
afraid of
feel like he's
commitment?
no,
I feel he's
I
afraid,
don't feel
scared of commitment.
I think he's
No.
afraid of showing who he is. I
Oh,
feel
okay.
like he's afraid of being vulnerable. And
Right,
that's the part of the talking too, because if he opens up to you, then he's vulnerable.
right.
And he has to work on that. You don't have to work on that.
No, no.
Okay?
So should I just wait for him to contact me when he's
Yes.
ready? Or, yep.
Yes. And you can help him if you want to envision in spirit the blue chakra will help him talk more. If you can
Okay.
focus on the manifesting the blue chakra just being open and pulsating and being
Yeah.
healthy, It may help him.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Well, I hope
Yeah.
I hope I hope I've been of some help to you tonight. I'm so glad you called.
Yeah. Yeah, you have. Thank you so much. Yeah.
You have a
Yeah.
wonderful rest of your week.
Yes, thank you. Thank
All
you
right.
again. Thank
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Well, everyone, I'll see you next week. Everyone, please have a great week, and I will see you then next Wednesday. Be safe. Love. Bye-bye.
You're listening to A1R Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV, enlightening television. Welcome.
Time for the mini medium with Stephanie Cowan. Live from tarotwithsteph.net.
Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/psychic radio. Or one of our websites, askoneradio.com or moonstruck.tv.
This is the mini medium
On A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
All right, perfect. Hi, friends. Happy Wednesday. Happy Hump Day and happy Thanksgiving Eve day. I am your mini medium. I have missed you guys so incredibly. I have been fighting some nasty viruses and just wanted to get myself back to feeling better. And so, very important that I do that internal self love and self care, which I have been doing the last few weeks. So, but I have missed you all so incredibly. So, I'm happy to be back and providing some readings. And we have such an amazing and special night tonight. And I cannot wait to share the story and this message and this channeling that we'll be doing tonight. So, but first, we got a lot to do. So let's just jump right in to our message for today. So our affirmation. Now I decided that I'm going to pull actually an oracle card. So I haven't pulled one of these in a long time. And so we're going to pull the number 26. And the 26 is very special with my guest that's going to be on tonight. And I'll explain that here in a moment. But the number 26 will also be the number that I'm connecting with tonight on my Facebook Live. So after my podcast at about 7:45 p.m., I will be doing my live free readings as always and getting you guys prepared for the Thanksgiving holiday. So, but tonight's going to be extra special, and I can't wait to share my guest and the story with you. But okay, so I'm going to go ahead and pull the oracle card, and again, the number 26 is the number that I have been drawn to for the last few days, and I can't wait to share with you the reason for that. So let's see here. Let me count these out. 8, 9. And just remember, this is going to be an oracle message, so a little bit different than an affirmation, but just such a beautiful message that is going to be meant for everybody out there. So everyone around the world that's listening tonight, right? So the oracle card, the message for everybody, says to step outside of your comfort zone. Now, if that is not perfect for many of us, even including myself, take some time, do something every day that just scares you just a little bit, because I'm telling you, you will definitely see the benefit of that. Had I not stepped out of my comfort zone of sharing my gifts, I would not have been able to connect with this beautiful daughter that unfortunately had passed away at a very young age. And stepping out of my comfort zone helped me to connect with my gifts and to share them and not to be afraid of sharing them around the world now. I mean, I've been doing my podcast for over a year, and just the connections have been phenomenal. So, tell you a little backstory really quick, and then I'm going to bring on Jody. Jody is actually from Utah, which is where I am from, ironically, as well. But I recently had a very terrifying, I guess, nightmare. I had woke up in the middle of the night. I sat up screaming and yelled, no, no. And usually I remember my dreams, I remember what happened, but this time I didn't. And apparently, according to my husband, it scared the bejesus out of him, but he went back to sleep. But he said, I also just went back to sleep. And I could not remember the dream. I don't know why that happened. But later that day, I had done my many readings as I do throughout the day. And I'm sitting there in the kitchen and I'm getting ready and pouring me a drink, and not a hard drink, by the way, but pouring my Diet Coke. And all of a sudden I hear this name, and I could hear the three syllables. I could hear like Tabitha, or the name ending in but three syllables. I also saw the number 26, and I also felt her passing was very tragic. And I felt there was a very strong message that needed to be given to a mom, or someone who was like a mom, like an older sister. So I don't do this often, but I put it out on my Facebook page, and I had put out all the details that I had picked up on, all the validations and the visions and whatnot. And I waited, and I had one couple other people that said maybe this is connected to me, but I did not feel it. And then I received a message from a beautiful mother by the name of Jody. And Jody messaged me and said, I unfortunately lost my daughter, Michaela. So there's the three syllables ending in the Michaela passed, I believe, at the age of 26. And not only did that connect, but not to get into too many details, but the the how do I put this? The repercussions of a person involved will also, it connects with the number 26. I'll just put it that way. So we just could not believe the beautiful connections. So I messaged Jody and asked her would she be willing to come on to the podcast, and she has so graciously decided that she would love to be on, and we'll be bringing her on, and also we'll be bringing on the father um, of Michaela's son, and connecting to give his son, or excuse me, her son, their son, a message. So anyhow, with that said, I'm going to go ahead and bring Jody on so we can get some beautiful messages from her daughter. So, hi, Jody. This is Stephanie.
Hi.
Are you on with me? How are you, hun?
Good, good.
Good, good. Are you nervous?
A little bit, but excited too.
Oh, good. Oh, I'm so happy. First of all, thank you so much for reaching out and letting me know you connected. I mean, I know it takes a lot of courage to do that, and then it's double courage to be willing to come on my podcast. And I mean, we're aired all around the world, but I feel like that your message and Michaela's message, I feel, is going to impact many, and that will be kind of
Hmm.
how you live through her, right? So. I love it.
Yeah.
I think it's just a beautiful message and connection there. So, okay, my friend. Well, what I want to do now, the number 26, as you connected, now, Michaela had passed at 26. Is that correct?
Hmm. Yes.
Okay. Okay. All right. So what I want to do, I just want to pull a couple cards here and just see if there's any messages that come through that way. But then I really want to connect with her because she has been with me for the last few days. So she's a very strong energy, as you had mentioned earlier when we chatted. So um,
Yeah.
she's incredible. She is incredible. So okay, let me see here. Let me put these cards out now. As I was mentioning just a bit ago, that uh, the way that we have to do this is we'll be bringing on her. So it's her son's father, correct?
Yes.
Michaela's father. Okay. Okay. So we'll be doing that after we chat for a little bit and channel your beautiful daughter. We'll bring him on and see if we can't give him some peace with mom and some answers there. Okay.
Mhm.
Okay. All right, my friend. So I'm going to just take a moment. It'll be a little quiet, but just know I'm still here. Okay. That I'm just trying
Okay.
to bring
Okay.
her through. Okay. So give me one moment here. I just heard her say, Mom, you know that if I go big, I go big. And she loves that she's got this attention being on the radio.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
my gosh. Is that so like her?
Yes. Yeah.
Oh
I
my
just got the
God.
chills.
Me
Yeah.
too. I did too. Oh my gosh, my hair is standing straight up on my head. I love it. So I think we've got her here. So I love it. She made sure that we didn't just connect privately. She's like, thanks, Mom, for letting me have my 2 minutes of fame, you know. I love it.
Mhm.
So cute. Um, now, okay, I'm doing some of my automated writing. Um, Now, I do want to share with though, is it okay if I share how she passed? Are you comfortable with that?
Y- yeah, that's fine. As long as Taylor's not. I mean, Taylor's on might be on the phone, but he doesn't want his son to hear.
Okay, I see, hon. Okay, yep, I don't want that to. Okay, so I'm gonna just play it safe. Oh, and my
Okay.
producer said he is, and he can listen. He's listening. So, okay, we'll just say, Mom had a very unexpected passing, very unexpected, very quick. And is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So I feel like so Michaela's boy, she's so excited to know that her son is here, that you are here. But she also says, say hi to dad. She says, tell dad I said hi. Do you understand that?
Okay.
So
Her dad. Yes, I will. Yeah, I
go
will let
ahead.
him know.
Okay. Okay. She says, please tell dad hi. Um, she says that she says she doesn't really like to go back to the time of her passing because
Mhm.
she says I was in a lot of pain. I hear her say I was in a lot of pain, so she
Yes,
doesn't want to.
she. Yeah, it
Yeah,
was.
and
She was in a lot of
yeah,
pain.
yes,
Oh my gosh,
and
I got
mentally.
chills.
Yes, I did too. And that's her beautiful soul sitting with you, my friend. That's what I love. They give us the signs by the chills or getting really hot. I sweat a lot when I channel the other side. And but she says, Mama, I was in a lot of pain physically, mentally, emotionally, just so many things happening in her life. Um,
Yep.
and she's she's such a beautiful energy. She's such a beautiful energy, my friend. She makes me feel like that when she was in her healthy self, that she would have done anything for anybody. She just feels so giving. um, and
Yeah.
and I love that feeling from her. And she says she got it from my mama. She says I got that from my mama. She says, Mama, that was interesting. So did she call you mama or mommy, or like I feel like she didn't say mom.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay.
She
I love
she does.
she oh I love it. She says that I am okay, yeah. She says, oh boy, she says, Mom, I'm gonna miss the mashed potatoes. I don't know, someone makes amazing mashed potatoes tomorrow, but someone she's like, Mom, I'm gonna miss it. She misses the cooking. So someone cooked
Yeah.
very well and she's missing that. So um but she has this very beautiful angelic energy that I feel she very well without a doubt and I well, I'll kind of back up for a moment. When I get ready to do readings, I ask that any loved ones that walk within God's white light to come through, and they can use me and channel. And I ask that they not give me common signs. I feel like we connect with our loved ones, with butterflies and feathers and dragonflies, all that stuff. But I'll tell you, she says, no, you've got to tell my mom that I am the butterfly. She says, I am the butterfly. So there's some connection with butterflies with her. She's a busy bee. I'll put it that way.
Yeah.
She's very busy. So
my cousin and I were outside from work, and she opened her door, and there was a dragonfly right there,
that.
and she said, "Hi, Michaela," and
Oh, I love that.
and
Well, and yeah, that's her way of, because she would not let me get past. She's like, no, tell my mom that I am one of those common signs. The
yeah,
dragonflies and butterflies are very connected. So absolutely, absolutely, she's connecting with those dragonflies. And I can't help but think with her energy that she would be more of a dragonfly because she's very strong. And dragonflies, they don't sit still very long.
yeah,
They're all over the place, but they make their presence very known and then they're gone. And she
right,
says, Mom,
yeah.
I just got the most beautiful message. She just said, Mom, that's exactly what I was. I made my presence, I made it known, and then I had to leave. So she says that,
Okay.
and she says, Mom, she said, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry that she says you have stepped up and done so much for her, for your grandson. You've stepped up and done so much for her to honor her, that she's so grateful for that. So please know that, okay? Um,
Mhm.
she, um, she's, she's constantly chewing. I don't know if she loved gum or always had to have mint, but she's making me taste mint or gum. I have no idea what this is about. Do you understand that?
I know
That
she baked.
okay. That would make sense. Okay. Yeah. So I feel like she's constantly, got something going on, either vaping or chewing gum. I can taste like a minty flavor right now. It's very interesting.
Mhm.
um, but yes, I feel like that she's just so elated to have you here. And I'll tell you, I know that I want to bring, your grandson on, but and his father, they're waiting so patiently. So I want to give them some time. But I want to tell you one thing that I feel very adamant is that there is no doubt in my mind that your daughter is who woke me up that night. There's no
Yeah.
doubt in my mind that she's the reason why we are here. She's such a strong energy. And the fact that she
Mhm.
loves that she's broadcast all over the world. She loves it. Um, Her biggest message that I feel for everybody, for you, is that she does not want people to focus on her passing, but how she lived. And I'll
Yeah.
leave you with kind of this message. I did pull. I got these beautiful cards that a friend had gifted me, and they are
Mhm.
by this amazing medium. His name's James Von Prague. I don't know if you've heard of him. He's incredible, but he has these beautiful messages called that they are talking to heaven. So I decided to pull a card for you, and knowing this would be the
Mhm.
message from her, and I'll share that on my
Mhm.
live and share it with you. But the message, and I love this, there's a little girl, when you go watch the video, there's a little girl sitting with her Jack Russell Terrier dog, and it says, I'm just a thought away. I'll show that on my live. It's beautiful. So your beautiful daughter is just that thought away, hun. She's just, she's always with you. And I'll tell you, she's not only just a thought away for you, she's a thought away for me.
Yeah.
She's so powerful. Um, but
Yeah.
she does say to tell you to pay attention to your dreams. She does come in the dreams. She says, I haven't gone anywhere. So if you've been struggling with the dreams, feeling like I haven't dreamt of her lately, right now you're
Yeah,
just
I
in a
haven't.
different, yeah, she says that you haven't been. But she says you're just in a different part of your life in a different realm. But she says, "Pay attention, Mom, I'm there." And when you remember those dreams, that's when you remember her messages, okay?
Okay. Yeah, when my mom passed away, my mom came to me in my dreams, and I was in her spiritual realm.
Oh, I love that.
And that was the next day. I felt so good. Um, and I asked her questions like, why? I gave her a hug, and I asked, why did you leave us? Why? And she said, because I was requested to go. And
Yep.
she said, next is your dad, is your grandpa, her dad. She goes, I want you to go see him. I'm like, okay. And then that's when she left on the chariot. I'm like, no, don't leave. I have so many other questions. And she said, I'll come back and see you in 2 weeks. And so she came back to me 2 weeks, and she scolded me. She goes, how come you hadn't go see your grandfather? He's next. And
Wow.
I'm like, yeah. And so, and sure enough, he was next. And the day after she visited me, I felt so good. I felt energy. I felt really, really good. And for her to come visit me and to tell me that it was nice. And
Yeah.
I couldn't get that
Well,
from Michaela.
I know, and it's a mother's block, it's a mother's block, and you will. I promise you will. You will have that connection with her soon. You may have not have gotten it beforehand, but that's a protective, that's your guides protecting you, not wanting you to know beforehand. And I know that's hard to and sometimes as a mom. I'm a mom as well. Um, but I know I've got about 6 minutes left, 5, 6 minutes. I want to get your grandson on to give him some messages, okay? But I appreciate you being on. Thank you so very much. And if you want, hop on my live tonight. We might get some more messages from her, okay?
Okay.
Okay, hun. All right. Have a wonderful night, okay?
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome. Okay, bye bye. Okay, all right, we got a few minutes. I want to bring on Michaela's son and the father of her son. And this is Taylor. Hi, Taylor. This is Stephanie.
Hi, Stephanie. How's it going? You got Jason and Taylor here.
How are you?
We're well. How are you?
Good, good, good. Well, I appreciate you hopping on and just for a few minutes here. I think we got about 5 minutes or so, but I don't know. I think Michaela's mom explained to you kind of the whole backstory, so I don't want to waste time there. But I know that you and Michaela have a boy together, your son.
Yep, we do. Jason, he's right here.
Okay. Okay. And what is your son's name?
Jason?
Tayson?
Jason, yeah. T-A-Y-S-N.
Oh, T-A-Y-S-O. Oh, that's cute. I love that. Okay. Hi, Tayson. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, sweetheart. Well, I know you're about the same age as my daughter. I heard you're 9. Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, sweetheart. Well, I want to tell you, your mom, I know sometimes this might be a little hard to understand, but I know with mom, being in heaven, I have that ability to channel her, and that means to connect with her and get messages from her. And your mom is an amazing mom, I'll tell you. She has tried to get my attention for the last 2 days, and she woke me up in the middle of the night and she got your grandma's attention and grandma reached out and this is why you're here and you are on the radio all around the world. Is that not so cool? Is that exciting? He's like, I'm speechless. Well, you get to be famous, my friend, for a little bit here. So I want to tell you, I pulled a card. I pull cards that give messages from loved ones that have passed away. And your mom wants to tell you one thing, my friend. Oh, you sweet little soul. Your mom is very proud of you. all I kept hearing was to tell my boy. She says, tell my boy, I'm so proud of him. She says that you just accomplished something. I don't know. Did you just play sports and you won? Or you did something? She was right there and watched you. Did something happen like that? Are you there?
Yeah, he's here. He's
Oh,
having a
he's
hard
shy.
time.
That's okay. You can answer for him. That's okay. Did he have an accomplishment recently?
He's had a lot of accomplishments recently, actually.
Yeah. Okay.
He
She's
won
showing us.
first place in his BMX racing.
Oh my
He's been doing
gosh.
really well in school and doing a lot of cool
That's
stuff.
incredible. All right. Well, I'll tell you, Tayson, the one thing your mom showed me was a big old trophy. So your mom was with you when you won that race. That's what I mean. It was a sport, and I couldn't quite pinpoint what sport it was. But your mom says that she's so proud of you. She was right there and she was pushing you. She's like showing me she was behind you, trying to help you win that race. So every time that you run that race, sweetheart, I'm going to cry. You know that mom is right there with you, okay? That she is pushing you along. She's such a beautiful soul. And she says that she plays video games with you. She says she just showed me sitting right next to you. Does he play video games?
Yeah, he does.
Yeah. Okay. She says she says to tell you, Taylor, not she's not a fan of those the shoot 'em up games though. She says I'm not a fan of those.
Yeah, sounds about right.
Yeah. Yeah, she says that she knows that this is his way of his out, his therapy, So,
hmm
but she's so proud of you, Tayson. And one thing I do feel too, she also, just like with Grandma, she comes in your dreams, but she says that before you go to bed, she says you need to turn off the electronics so you can focus on her. She says she tries to come through. So I don't know if you're on your phone right before bed or your video games, but just she says, I want to come through. But sometimes our mind is so busy with that kind of stuff. So take some time and ask mom to come through and she'll visit you. She wants you to know that she absolutely, and without a doubt, loves you and just wishes that she could be there in the physical world and be there present with you. Taylor, she says to tell you also that she's so grateful for you. She says that you have stepped up and done so much for him and for her and for your son. So, oh my gosh. Okay, I have to tell you, I've got 60 seconds left, but I want to give you a message from your mom, Tayson, and then we'll have to wrap up. But if you guys hop on my live after this, on my Facebook Live, we can continue this reading, okay? But your mom's message says, my death was painless. Please don't worry or hold on to any guilt. And that was one of the cards that I pulled. I think that's a beautiful message. It's just that your mom didn't have any pain, okay, sweetheart? All right, guys, I feel so bad. We could continue, but please hop on my live. I have to end my show. Thank you for joining, and get on my Facebook page, The Mini Medium, and we'll continue this if you can, okay?
All right. Thank you so much.
Okay. You're so welcome. All right, guys. Bye-bye. All right. All right, guys, I know we're wrapping up. It went by so fast, but thank you. This was such a wonderful night, and I will see you guys next week. Happy Thanksgiving. Be safe. Be happy. Love you guys.
A1R Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV, enlightening television. Welcome.
Time for Larkin Psychic Medium with Larkin. Live from larkinsreadings.wixsite.com/website.
Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/psychic radio. Or one of our websites, askoneradio.com or moonstruck.tv.
This is Larkin Psychic Reading
On A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Hi, everyone, and welcome back to the Larkin Psychic Medium Show on A1R Psychic Radio and Moonstruck TV on YouTube. Don't forget to check it out. There's a whole series of wonderful readers each evening on there. Thank you all for tuning in tonight. And for those of you that join me on the pre-party, thank you for joining me there as well. You guys can find me on my updated website at larkinsreadings.com or on Facebook at the Larkin Psychic Medium Spiritual Interpreter page. By the way, guys, I also do animal communication. So those are open for readings as well. But tonight I had a special request to please share stories and miracle stories of working with angels, spirit guides, and loved ones. And I love this request, and I'm going to honor it because, as I discussed on my pre-party show, the real importance in getting a reading, in connecting with your intuition, is not just to have a separate experience of a reading and then to have your life over here. What's important is that you learn to integrate the two. And readings right now are on a whole new precipice. We are in a whole new age that we're moving into of readings and how to use them. This is about partnership with spirit. You are eternal electromagnetic energy that is conscious. Energy cannot be created nor destroyed, and all energy is conscious. This is a proven quantum physics fact. So isn't this amazing that while you're in this temporary human experience, you still have the ability to connect with and work with spirit? You still have an entire team of loved ones, spirit guides, multidimensional beings, and your higher self and all of its cosmic wisdom to work with. And so the stories I'm going to share with you this evening, I hope just a few of many, will help you all to relate to scenarios, situations, and experiences in your own life, either that you had wished for, prayed, asked, or wanted to have these interventions or these partnerships with spirit, or perhaps they're actually things that are going to, stories that will validate and verify for you, experiences that perhaps maybe you weren't sure if it was spirit or not. Maybe you were sure it was, and other people said, nah, it couldn't be. Or maybe you're sort of on the fence and you're wondering. What's really important here is that in each and every one of these stories, there were practical, tangible outcomes. And that is what should come from readings and your own intuitive abilities as well. In other words, let's just not go get a reading or have an intuitive experience and not apply it. This is a partnership with spirit. So when you are working with them, whether it's getting a reading or having your own intuitions and guidance, it's so important what you do afterwards. It is so, here's my little angel I want you guys to see. It's got an amethyst in it. What's so important is what you guys do with it and how you learn to interpret it, how you learn to communicate, and to get proof and validation, and to apply this information in a way that either emotionally, mentally, physically, situationally, or otherwise serves you in a practical and applicable way, right? So that it's not just fluff, but it actually has a real impact in your life, okay? So the first one I want to share is about my dear grandmother. And, you know, this is kind of a two stories tied in one. In the last few years of her life, we had medical aides coming in and helping her And there were, we were there a lot of the time, but sometimes she was left alone with these people. And most of them were absolutely amazing. At that time, I was cleaning houses. I had a house cleaning business. And, my great grandmother, my grandmother's mother, who I had been very close to, but she passed away when I was 2, had been kind of trying to come and talk to me. She'd been visiting me. She was always in the house. My grandparents' house was always full of spirit looking after my grandmother because my grandfather had passed away about 15 years prior, 12 to 15 years prior. And so the house was full of her loved ones there supporting her, talking to her. And her mother, who looked after her really well, and they were very close, was always sort of guiding us. And if someone was mistreating her or she didn't like them or she was struggling, they would let me know. I would pass that on to my mother and my aunts who know that I do this type of work, and we would fix the problem. But this one particular day, I really hadn't been listening to my great grandmother. I'd been telling her, I don't really have proof that this one caretaker is mistreating my grandma. I like all of them. She's a friend of mine. I really have to have proof. Well, I showed up at this one house to clean, and there was my little great grandmother in her with her little bun and her little glasses and her little apron. And she was standing there and she said, Larkin, I need to speak to you. I have important things that I need to share with you. And this was right in the family room of the house that I was cleaning. But they can show up anywhere, right? Time and space doesn't matter. Clear as day, just like you're looking at me on the screen, there she was. So she told me a lot of things that day. She explained what this one caretaker was doing and why she needed to be removed from caring for my grandmother. And because my grandmother had dementia and she couldn't really explain things in the proper way that we would understand. And then she also shared with me that, when exactly my grandmother would pass and what it would look like, the time of year, all of that, and what we needed to do to prepare. So later that day, I finished work, cleaned the house. I went to my grandmother's. That very caretaker was there when I arrived. And I walked in and everything seemed fine. And my grandmother again was there. And I walked through the living room and into the kitchen. And there was my grandmother's spirit again. She was standing with her hands on her hips. And she said, now listen here. She said, something else has happened again today that is upsetting your grandmother. That girl needs to go. And I said to her, well, I can't fire her without proof. I have to have evidence. No sooner I said that, she said, fine, there you go. And she snapped her fingers. And within the next 3 minutes, I had all the evidence I needed. And my grandmother smiled and she says, you have what you need now. Sure enough, by the end of the day, that girl was gone. So here is some practical evidence that spirit communicated with me. I believed spirit, but I asked for the evidence that I needed to technically and practically take the steps in the physical world to take care of the situation. Spirit gave me that. These are the types of things, my friends, beyond just hearing, feeling, seeing, and talking to spirit, that allow me to do the work that I do and to believe in it with all that I am. Here's another interesting thing, and this blows me away, and I will post this photograph on the Larkin Psychic Medium page for you to see. My grandmother had told me when my grandma was going to pass and how. And for a few months, this was going to be about 9 months in the future. No, 18 months in the future. Excuse me. And so for about 6 months, I want to say 6 months before she passed, probably about 3 months, I had this strong urge to go into a church. And I had a vision of a Catholic church that I needed to go and visit. And a friend I was hanging out with, just so happened, we were driving around in a particular part of town one night. And he was just a friend. He said, well, what do you want to do tonight? And I said, I've really had this urge to just go and spend some time alone in a beautiful Catholic church with candles and just pray and talk to Jesus about my grandmother. And he said, well, he was Catholic. He'd been Catholic. There's a church down the street. It was St. Cecilia's here in Cincinnati. And he said, sometimes they're open later after Wednesday night mass. Let's just go in there. Now, the doors there closed at 9 o'clock. Okay. Every night. I've only got 2 minutes, so I got to hurry here, guys. And what was beautiful about this was we walked over. It was 10 o'clock and we walked in. The door was unlocked. There was no one in there. The candles were lit for Christmas. There were hundreds of candles. And I walked up. I took my shoes off. I knelt down at the altar and I said, you know what? If my grandmother's ready to go prior to when I was told she would leave, because she's not really having a lot of value in her life right now, it's okay with us. And I had an entire communication about my grandmother. And I got this big okay. When I pulled in the driveway that night, there was an ice sculpture. And I kid you not, guys, it doesn't have to be Jesus, but my grandmother was very close with Jesus. And there was an ice sculpture of Jesus there on the driveway, pointing towards her bedroom. 3 days later, just as I had been told that night I prayed in the church, 3 days later, she passed. That morning, I walked out of her house, and there was a sculpture that had been Jesus that had turned into an angel. Now, I'm going to post these photographs for you guys on the Larkin Psychic Medium page, and I want you to check it out and see. This is more proof and evidence. And in the last 15 seconds I have here, I just want to remind each and every one of you that Spirit is working in your life, this practically, this tangibly, every moment of every day. And all you have to do is begin participating actively and start paying attention and being aware of it so you can apply it in your own life. Thank you all for tuning in. We will be back here at 9:30 p.m. next week. And for the pre-party show on the Larkin Psychic Medium page on Facebook at 9 p.m. I'll see you all next week. Thanks for listening. Bye-bye.
You're listening to A1R Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV, enlightening television. Welcome.
Time for Soul Alignment Mentor with Angie Harris. Live from AngieHarris.org.
Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/psychic radio. Or one of our websites, askoneradio.com or moonstruck.tv.
This is Soul Alignment Mentor
on A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Welcome, everyone. Welcome back to A1R Radio. My name's Angie. I'm a soul alignment mentor, and I help people to connect with their most authentic and highest self, living and manifesting the lives that they truly were meant to live as their human self on this earth. And since we have Thanksgiving this week in the States, I do understand there's probably people all around the world listening at this time. And so you may not be having a holiday this week, or you might be doing something else. But I wanted to talk a little bit about using your energy and your connection with the spirit realm to navigate through times like when you're spending time with your family a little bit more, or even when you're going into the winter months of the year. Here where I live, I'm actually from Kansas, so I'm in the very middle of the US, and we often have very strange weather here. It could be really, really hot in the summer, and it can be really, really cold in the winter. And then in the middle of that, there's mixed in all kinds of different weather. But right now, what is happening is the time change has happened. And so it's getting dark really early, around like 5 p.m. And every year I struggle a little bit with what we call SAD. And so I want to talk about that. I spent over 18 years working in the mental health field, and because of my experience working in the mental health and my connection with spirit, I'm able to bring both of those together, where I can help people really understand how to navigate through hard times in their life, both from a therapeutic and mental health approach and from a spiritual, intuitive, psychic approach. And so when I combine the both together, I can help people understand who they are in their energy a little bit more. And this time of year in particular, when we're not outside as much, when we're not doing as much physically, we can have things happen where we start to feel a little bit more hopeless. We start to feel a little bit more less energetic. We may not leave our house as much. We might go to bed a little bit earlier. We might start eating a little bit more. Of course, the holidays don't help with that because there's so much good food. But I want to talk a little bit about how you can use this time as a positive for yourself, instead of allowing that influence of kind of the darker, colder months coming in and kind of stealing your energy. And if you've never heard of SAD, it is seasonal affective disorder. And there's some symptoms that come along with it, where you sleep more, you might oversleep or have a hard time getting up. You might go to bed super early. Your energy is really low. You feel sluggish. You might feel a little depressed. You might feel hopeless or worthless. You might feel a little bit more energetically drained in some areas of your life. And so if you're feeling all of this or you're feeling it set in, or if it's something that happens to you every year, which a lot of people have this happen every year, I want to give you some tools on how to navigate through this, especially from a perspective of you connecting with your own spirit. I have worked with a ton of people where I've helped them to get in touch with their own spirit team, with loved ones on the other side. And so I do know that we have loved ones on the other side that are supporting us here on earth. And we also have spirit guides that help us. And when we are in touch with this spirit team that we have, we can call on help from them during times that we're struggling. And so some tools I teach those who I work with is meditation is a great tool to connect with your spirit team, but it also is an amazing tool to help regulate your energy and kind of let go of some of the symptoms that you might be having during this time of year. And I hear all the time from my clients, I can't meditate, I can't get my mind to shut down. And here's what I want to relieve you of. Meditation isn't simply quieting your mind and not thinking. Meditation is a process of getting to know yourself. And so it can be sitting in silence, it could be just journaling, it could be getting a hot drink, a coffee or a cocoa, and sitting on some pillows with a blanket and just being in silence and just spending time with yourself. And when you create a space in your day where you meditate, and you get to know your own energy, you can tell a difference when you're not feeling right and when you are feeling as your best self. And so, what I encourage people to do is just start the process. Just start with a couple minutes a day. If you can't get your mind to quiet down, if you can't stop all the racing thoughts of everything that you have to get done, at least try to focus on 2 minutes at the most where you can just sit and be in your own energy and quiet your mind for just a moment. And the more that happens, really honestly, the more addicted you get to the process of quieting your mind because you realize how amazing it really does feel. Another thing that I want to encourage you to do during this time, even though it might be cold, it might be a little bit darker, find times to get outside with sunlight. The more that we're outside in the sun, the more we can bring in the vitamins that we need. And this actually helps amplify our energy as well. And so when we do get into the evening time and we're a little bit more tired after the day, we'll have some of that energy from the earth that we can pull out into our energy to help us to feel better. And I am a huge nature lover. And so I do communicate with nature in some ways. I communicate with trees. And I always love to be around trees. So if you have a trail near your house, if there's a park, if there's trees in your yard, if you don't have any, maybe you have a plant in your house that you can sit by or sit with. And believe it or not, it will impact your energy in some way because they are just a natural they clear energy, they naturally help balance things out. Nature has a way of working with energy that humans don't. It's just a process that goes through, and so we can learn a lot from being in nature and with nature. Another thing I want to encourage you to do is just be mindful of what you consume. That is not necessarily what you're eating, but what you're listening to, what you're watching on the TV, maybe what you're saying, because our words and the things that we engage in every day really truly do impact our energy. So if you're watching sad movies or you're listening to music that is not uplifting, that can impact you. One of the things that we humans strangely enjoy doing is when we're feeling bad is finding things that make us feel worse. And we do this so subconsciously, we don't even know that we are doing these things, but we may almost like wallow in our sadness and we'll want to stay on the couch and watch movies and eat more food. And before we know it, time has passed and we haven't moved. And then you feel less like moving than when you did before. So, one of the things I like to encourage people to do is start moving your body in some way and make sure you're not putting into your mind things that are causing you to feel more energetically drained. Maybe turn on some upbeat music instead of some music that maybe not be upbeat, and maybe dance around your house or move your body in some way if you can't go outside. That is a wonderful way to uplift and balance your energy. Another thing I would really love to encourage you to do is to celebrate yourself. This time of year is focused on being thankful. And a lot of times we look outward at things to be thankful for. And we're always trying to, I'm thankful for my family. I'm thankful for the things that I have. in my life, the material things, my friends, things like that. But take some time to reflect on yourself. And you may not have thought about being grateful for your own progress and your own ability to move forward and all of the things that you've grown in this last year, but you really probably have a lot more growth in your life than you probably have ever given yourself credit for. So take a brief moment, maybe doing this during your meditation, where you think about what you've been through in the last year. What obstacles did you overcome? Maybe see if you can find areas in your life that you feel good about and think about those. And those actually will align your energy to manifest even more good things into your life. Sometimes when we're focusing on the things that we don't like, that attracts more of those into our life energetically. And so when we focus on the good things, when we focus on things that are going well, we attract more of that. And so being able to work with your own energy, your spirit team, adding a meditation, all that will help align your energies to navigate through these harder months that you might have during the year. And then the last thing I wanted to share is pay attention to the people that you spend time with. Are they uplifting you? Are they talking about positive things? Are they excited about things that you're doing in your life? Do they encourage you and think that your goals are positive? Like, or do they get jealous or tell you it's not possible? Do they kind of bring you down, or do they complain a lot about their own lives? And maybe take a step back a little bit and kind of evaluate the relationships that you are around a lot. And I know that family is hard to navigate if it's them, but maybe learn to set a little bit more of an energetic boundary around you. Maybe imagine a bubble of light around you so it deflects some of that negative influence that you might be pulling in. And then when you come to the end of your day, what I personally like to do is I imagine releasing all the day's energy from my energetic field, from my aura, from my chakras. And this helps me to release anything that I have pulled in during the day that is not aligned with my true and highest self, because I want to manifest good things in my life. I want to feel good. And I know that prior to my connection with spirit and prior to my own healing, I had very low winter months. And so I do hope that this helps somebody if they're able to add these into their lives as they navigate through these next months and the holiday season. And just remember that the more that you ask your spirit team to help you, the more they will. So I want to encourage you, if you would like to do a personal reading, I have Black Friday specials going on this Friday, only $35. Get on angieharris.org or find me on Facebook, and you can set up a reading with me. And I look forward to seeing you all next week.
You're listening to A1R Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV, enlightening television. Welcome.
Time for Understanding Spirit with Mary Shapano. Live from MaryVCircles.com.
Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/psychic radio. Or one of our websites, askoneradio.com or moonstruck.tv.
This is Understanding Spirit
On A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to another week of Understanding Spirit. I hope you're all having a really good week. We've got a beautiful day here today in Melbourne, Australia, and I have a lot of crows outside in my backyard, so I'm not entirely sure what's going on, but crows do symbolize intuition. If you have ravens around you, they look very similar. They look similar to me anyway. And they symbolize, new beginnings and spiritual growth as well. Now, while I'm just waiting for a caller, I'm just going to offer you an exercise that you can do at the end of your day, just to kind of help you process things and try not to hang on to anything or anyone that potentially could have upset you, which, let's face it, that's life. It happens, on the daily basis. And this is just, I'll give it to you in a very basic form. And then, of course, it will take much longer for all of you to do. But it's really just finding somewhere really peaceful and quiet where you can sit down, you can lie down, you can sit. I never lie down because I fall asleep straight away. So my thing is to do any kind of spiritual exercises or meditation sitting up. But just sort of relax in a position that works for you. And it's a good idea to do this at the end of the day and really just sort of focus on anything that might have come up for you during the day that maybe has bothered you or is still now conversation that's nagging you or whatever. All right. And just, do some breathing exercises. Start from your feet and work up through your body, all your muscles, and going all the way up to your head. Do your blood, everything, in as much detail as possible, and just see how you feel at every little point. Stop sort of like you get to the knees, have a stop, you get to your stomach, stop, and up to your neck, stop, and then go up to your head. And with each section, just see how you feel when you're breathing in and out in that part of your body, and just sort of release anything that you can be hanging on to with the breath. And because sometimes we can get upset with something that maybe somebody said and we're sort of playing it out in our head, but we can manifest, an illness or something in our throat, because if we didn't, say our bit, or stand up for ourselves, we can feel clogged up here because we're not speaking our truth. So it's a really good exercise to do as often as you can at the end of the day, is great. If you think this is something that might work for you, please, start doing it. Okay, and I hope you get some positive results out of it. Now, I think I've got Amy on the line. Amy, how are you?
I'm good. Thank you. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. How can I help you today?
I'm just looking for anything you want to give me. Anything
Okay.
you feel for me.
Okay, all right. So you're just after a general sort of reading. Okay. All right, let's see.
I mean, more love if you want to do that.
Sorry, what was that?
I'll go more love life if you want to do that.
Love life. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
okay. Let me have a look with your love life. Are you in a relationship right now? Because I feel like there needs to be changes done around your love life.
Yeah, no, I'm not.
Okay, so when I'm getting changes like that, and you're not in a relationship, either try something different. Like, if you feel like you have a type or you keep picking the same kind of person, you're constantly attracted to the same kind of person, maybe try looking out for something different, or choosing somebody that maybe you might not have been drawn to in the past. Does that make any sense for you?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. I keep in your past relationship, I just keep hearing that they had narcissistic type tendencies. Does that make sense for you?
Yes. Yep. Yep.
Okay. And look, I'm being told that you're very much an empath. However, a lot of people would know that narcissists do target people who are empathetic, because we're very emotional. We want to fix them, and it's to our detriment. And I feel like you have wanted that person to change, but the change never came for you. Does that make sense for you?
Yes. Yes. Very much
Okay.
so.
Um, uh, I keep hearing book smart, and this is for somebody that will be coming your way. Okay, so and I keep seeing the color red, and this color is associated with them, not with you. And I feel like they're very passionate about that kind of thing, but I feel like they're also a very passionate type person and very empathetic. And Spirit are giving me that they love to read, and they're not just love to read, but they're also quite intelligent. All right, so you can get people that are like very street smart, and then there are people that are, very book smart. And I feel like he's very, very book smart. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
That's sort of like a clue. All right.
Okay. Okay.
You're that
I'll take
type
that.
of person. Um, and I'm also being shown that they will willingly like come and just grab your hand to when you're walking and that. All right. So I don't know if that's something that you had wanted in the past in your relationship and you never got that kind of affection in that way that was like open, but they're showing me that this person will be like that. And I feel like he will like scream out kind of thing. He'll be very open about his feelings for you. I feel like they wear their heart on their sleeve, and I feel like this person especially likes to wear sweaters. And I just keep even the sweater I'm seeing in red. So this could even be like a favorite color for them. So they're just kind of a few little clues.
Okay.
Where you can potentially spot them, but certainly
Okay.
if they like a green sweater, but they have everything else, you just still got can't hold that
No,
against
I'll
them.
keep my eye out. Thank you.
Um, I feel also I'm being shown by Spirit that you've been praying for this, right? You've been like, please, please, please bring me somebody that I want. Does that make sense for you?
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. Yeah. Sure is.
Don't overthink too much, your past, and hang on to the things that have been done to you and said to you. All right. Don't let that kind of stuff keep you up at night. Don't let it make you feel like you're not worthy. All right. Have self-love for yourself, and know that this person will come to you if you value yourself. All right. Now, it's very difficult when you've been in a relationship where somebody hasn't been kind to you, because everything that is said and done with us does hold trauma, within us to various degrees. So Spirit are just saying, don't allow that person in your past. And I feel like there's more than one that has had those narcissistic type personalities. Is that correct?
Yes. Yes. There's been a couple. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's why in the very beginning of this reading, Spirit will like, try something else. All right. Don't go for what you would normally go for. All right. Look outside of the box of what you're attracted to. And I'm not just saying physically, just try something different. If you if you normally liked somebody who was, you were attracted to somebody that was sort of, worked out a lot or whatever, try somebody who's, more of a bookworm, who likes to read a lot or whatever, because certainly this person is going to be quite intelligent or just know a lot of stuff, right? It doesn't mean that necessarily that they have a degree or anything, but they're quite worldly. I feel like they know a lot about a lot of things, right? And I feel like I see you just kind of looking at them in wonder, and I do feel that you love to learn off other people. Is that correct?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, and I feel like this is what this relationship will be like. They will love giving you what you need, and you will value them for that, and they will value what they get from you. Okay, so look, you've got something great to look forward to. Just hold yourself in esteem and know that you are worthy, and just keep saying, I bring this person to me in divine timing with what is correct for me, and just hand it over to a higher power and allow it to come to you, Amy. Okay, and just know
Thank you
you're
so
worthy.
much. I appreciate it.
All right, you deserve it. Okay,
thank you.
Bye-bye. Take care, Amy.
You too. Bye-bye.
Thank you. All right, thank you, everybody. Enjoy your weekend, and I look forward to seeing you all again and speaking, with a lovely caller. We always have amazing callers on this show, and I just want to thank A1R Psychic Radio for allowing me to host this show, and to Moonstruck TV. Everybody take care, and I will see you all next week. Bye-bye.
A1R Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV, enlightening television. Welcome.
Time for Maria Leggett's Medium Show with Maria Leggett. Live from MariaLeggett.com.
Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/psychic radio. Or one of our websites, askoneradio.com or moonstruck.tv.
This is Maria Leggett's Medium Show
on A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Maria Leggett, and I'm coming live to you from Dayton, Ohio. I want to say happy Thanksgiving Eve to all of those in the U.S. who celebrate Thanksgiving. And to the rest of you, I hope you are having an amazing evening, even though it's not Thanksgiving for you. So right now, I want to take a moment to give thanks and honor all of the indigenous tribes who have inhabited the area where I live in Ohio right now. And those are the Osage tribes, the Miamia, the Shaman Basatula, the Kaskiaska, the Hopewell, and the Adena Indians, who all lived here on this land and took very good care of it. And I just want to honor them and say thank you to them for everything that they have done. So I also want to talk about some amazing Black Friday sales I have going on my website. If you go to MariaLeggett.com, which you can see right here, it has all of my Black Friday sales. So all of my courses that are under $200 right now are on sale in one huge bundle for $199. So for the price of one course, you get all of them. And so that's going to include Intuitive Tarot, which it's so detailed, you literally could start your own part-time or full-time business being a tarot reader if you're interested in doing that. Even if you just want to read for yourself, it's such a thorough course. We also have Introduction to Clairvoyance, and there is Meeting Your Spirit Guides. So there are 5 different classes for meeting your spirit guides. And we have there are elementals and ancestors and angels and deities and all of that. So I would love to have each and every one of you go to my site, MariaLeggett.com, and sign up for this beautiful bundle. It's only on sale between now and Sunday evening for $199, and it includes 14 courses, including 7 brand new courses that I am releasing for the chakras to do a deep dive, to go down in, find the trauma, and release it privately in your own home without having to deal with anyone else. And I'm also taking on 3 new spiritual mentoring clients, and all of that is available on my website, MariaLeggett.com. So thank you, Carla, for coming on to the show tonight. How are you?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I am wonderful. Thank you so much. How may I be of service to you this evening?
I was wondering if you could possibly connect with my late husband who passed almost 20 months ago, or any spirit, anyone that a family member maybe, or particularly him. You just
Absolutely.
Give this curiosity.
Do you have any specific questions that you would like to ask him?
Ask him what he's doing. I miss him so bad. I'm like, I'm just wondering, do they still have the lives that they had down here? Is he golfing? Is he enjoying his family? What is he doing? That's just,
The first thing,
I just want to hear from him.
The first thing he says to me is that he wants you to know that he can breathe easy. He takes me way deep into the chest, being able to just breathe easy. A full breath and release it. He's able to relax. It's funny, he shows me one white hand. And so whenever I see one white hand, that definitely is an indication of golfing, because they're out there, they have the glove on their hands usually, and so one of them is usually whiter than the other. And he is talking about being at peace and being at ease and just feeling no discomfort at all. He says that he is watching over preparations for the household. Things are getting ready. I don't know why this is important, but he's showing me like clean sheets, bed linens, like freshening up the house. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Okay. I hope,
So,
I want to go meet him, but I hope it's not too soon. I'm just wondering,
no, he says, take your time, take your time. He wants you to know that he misses you too. And what he misses the most is just being able to sit next to each other and hold hands. He says it's not the huge, big things that he misses it's just the small stuff that he misses the most, right? Being able to have conversations and chat about mundane things and chatting about all of the deep things and just enjoying time together. um, he shows it to me as though not only were you married, but you were actually friends and connected very well on a friends level, that you could talk about anything and share information on things. Do you understand this?
I do. Yeah. Yeah, we had a very lengthy marriage, 40 years, and we met each other in high school, actually. So, yeah, we, my best friend, for sure. Yeah.
I I love that. Because one of the things that I try to do is I try to ask them, when was the last time you were around them? And the interesting thing is I feel like this is a given just because it's the holiday. But he talks to me about you going to the store and picking out a turkey and not getting one that's like super big. It was like you tried to get the big one and then he takes me into a smaller one. Does that make sense?
Mhm. Yeah.
And he
Yeah.
says that he enjoys being able to go shopping with you still, just in a different form, and being able to
Okay.
walk through the market with you and do all the different things.
Well, yeah, I know I feel his presence, and I felt it more in the first year. And now going into the second year, I'm not seeing as many signs or signals, and I'm very open to that.
Yeah.
Um, you know, so that's what I miss. Um, but I was wondering, would you be able to tell me? This is probably a weird question, but has he and I shared more than one lifetime together?
Yes,
Would
he's
you
giving
know
me the
that?
number three. Yeah. He's giving me the number
Three?
three. You've had three, yeah, three lives together. Um,
Wow.
he says he's showing me that one of them would have been in the 1800s, and interestingly enough, one of them would have been in the 1500s. And they're spaced far enough apart because there were lessons that you had to learn in between so that you could come back together. And he shows it to me that in this lifetime, you actually stayed together for the full length of a lifetime rather than in the prior lives where one of you had passed away first. And so in this time, it was time for you guys to actually spend a lengthy amount of time together. He talks to me about very early in your marriage, there was a fear for you on what if you leave me? What if you pass away? What if something happens? And he talks to me about it being an almost like an irrational fear that you guys had to work through, and that comes from a prior life. Does that make sense?
Mhm. A lot of insecurity. Yeah. Oh,
Yeah. And
interesting.
so it doesn't come so much from insecurity as in the things that happened in this life, but coming from a prior life for please don't leave me. And in the second life that you guys were together, you were father and daughter, except the roles were reversed. You were the father and he was the daughter, and he actually passed away, and that's why you carried the fear. So the younger daughter passed away, and it's not natural for parents to have to bury their children. And so because of that, you carried this fear for, I don't want you to leave. I don't want you to leave. And interestingly enough, he's telling me that that's one of the reasons why in this life that he did pass first, because it was a lesson that you needed to learn to understand that yes, you can stand on your own 2 feet without him, it's a choice and a preference that you lead it together. Does that make sense?
Yeah. I mean, he really prepped me well. He, you know,
Yeah.
he gave me a hard time about a lot of things, like, you know, I like saying things like, I don't know what you're going to do about this one day, you know. So,
Yeah.
I mean, his death, yeah, outside, you know, I was blinded by his death because it, it came quickly, you know, it was just a few months that, you know, he got diagnosed with cancer and then he passed. But, I don't know. It's very odd. You know, I really think he was pretty young too. Actually, it's the start of our retirement, and
Yeah.
I was just wondering if we ever spent older, you know, like if we were ever old together in another lifetime. Because I'm thinking, you know, I had always pictured us growing old together, and it didn't happen. You know, it's
He is
odd.
showing me that this is the lifetime that you've been the longest amount together.
Wow.
And so the big lesson for this one was, which is why he was so insistent on preparing you for, you need to make sure that you know how to pay all the bills. You need to make sure that you need to understand what to do
Yeah.
if the refrigerator breaks. You need to know what to do
Right.
if the car doesn't run right, if you can't get it started. So he wanted to make sure that you had all of the contacts and all of the things that you needed so that you felt comfortable when it was time for him to go, because that was the lesson that you needed in this lifetime, was to know, I am an independent soul and I can do this. I just choose to do it with you. And he says, he's like patting himself on the back. He's so proud of himself because you're doing a great job. And he wants you to know that.
No, I just tell him he needs to come visit me more often. Well, let me know he's around.
He says he just wants you to set it in your mind for him to come and visit you in dream time, and he will take care of that. Thank you so much, Carla, for being on the show. I appreciate you very much. I hope you have a wonderful holiday.
You too. Thank you so much. It's a great reading.
Oh, thank
Bye-bye.
you. Bye-bye. And for everybody who's still watching, do not forget my beautiful Black Friday special. Go to marialeggett.com and sign up for all the things. We have mentoring places that are open. So I have 3 one-on-one spiritual mentoring ships open. You can do a package of 5 or a package of 10, and you get them 33% off. I only do this once a year. And we have Voxer mentoring, where you can download the Voxer app if you don't want to do the bigger package. And that's a 3-month subscription. You get the first month for free, and you just pay for the next 2 months. And that's where you can talk to me as many times a day as you want, leave messages, I respond, and we work through all of the things. And don't forget the beautiful whole evergreen digital courses that are out there for you. 14 beautiful courses, all on sale for $199. Thank you so much to all of you. I appreciate you. Head over to marialeggett.com and sign up for yours now. Have a wonderful holiday. Thank you.
You're listening to A1R Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV, Enlightening Television. Welcome.
Time for Your Time to Shine with Julie Yeager-Walker. Julie Yeager-Walker. Live from Wings of Souls with Julie.com.
Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/psychic radio. Or one of our websites, askoneradio.com or moonstruck.tv.
This is Your Time to Shine
on A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Your Time to Shine, a radio show designed to help you explore your own divine gifts. Hello, welcome to our show tonight. Thank you for being here. I'm excited to be here. We are in our new home, new location. I'm surrounded by boxes, and I tried to unpack a few things to put on my shelf to make it look a little more lived in. Temporary background, hopefully, only for a couple of weeks until I get my office fully underway and fully the way I want. I'm so particular about my surroundings. So hopefully, in the next couple weeks, I will have my full setup going on. Not sure how that's going to look right now, but in any case, I hope you are all doing well. So glad that you are here this evening to be with me on A1R Psychic Radio, and soon taking your calls and answering your questions. So tonight I'm going to do something a little bit different. I usually start my show, if you've listened to me, I usually start my show with a little kind of, I guess, tip of the week. And I'm going to change it up a little bit. Maybe it's the new atmosphere. I don't know what it is. But I felt called to do kind of a general reading for those of you who are listening out there, because I'm getting the feeling that somebody needs to hear this out there. And it was very evident that as I was getting ready, I was just getting this really strong feeling. So if you've listened to me before, or if you've had a reading with me, especially in a group setting, I will tell you that if I'm providing a reading for somebody else and or like a caller, the reading, if it resonates with you and I'm talking about a loved one and you say, wow, that sure sounds like, my loved one, it is. All right. So if you think it's a message for you, it is definitely a message for you. But just real quickly, what I was getting is this, I just kept hearing starting over, starting over. So some of you out there are experiencing a new start. It's like you're standing at that door, you're standing at the threshold, and you're like halfway, you're like, your foot is like just getting ready to step over that threshold. There's a new beginning, a new start. And once you actually take that step forward, things are going to open up. Your life is going to change. It's going to shift and into magical things, because you've been sitting on the other side of this threshold for a really long time now. And the universe is calling you and telling you it's time to step through that threshold, which is really interesting because we just finished a full moon, right? Full moon's about new beginnings. And so it's about stepping forward and taking that chance and moving forward towards that goal, whatever that is for you. And so it's been tough, it's been rough, and it's a little scary moving forward, and you don't know how it's going to look. It's a new feeling emotionally, physically, and spiritually. And so it feels very foreign, right? It's like you don't know how to act. And of course, we're all coming out of this whole COVID thing. We don't know what this year is going to look like, but we've all been set in these precedences for so long that our bodies have gotten used to this way of life that wasn't our way of life before, right? Maybe we feel more fearful or more angry or more discombobulated or unhappy, right? So it's time to step through that threshold and that doorway to open up to the brighter future, to kind of the way it was before we went through COVID, finding your happiness, finding your truth. Okay. So it's coming. You just have to take that step forward. And once you do, you're going to find that it was all worthwhile. It's going to set you into a different place and a different way of being. Okay. So I'm hoping that helps. I'm hoping that that resonates with some of you out there, because I'm getting strong feelings that somebody out there definitely needed to hear that. Okay. Right now we have a caller on the line, so we are going to go straight to it. We have Tammy in Lake Jackson, Texas. Good evening, Tammy, and welcome to Your Time to Shine.
Hi, how are you?
Hi. Wow, you are very chipper. I am good. How are you?
I'm wonderful, and I like what the message you just gave to the masses. That was a great message. Thank you so much for that message.
Thank you. You're very, very welcome. What can I do for you this evening?
I want to talk to my mom. I miss her. I get to talk to her myself often, but just every once in a while, I like to just hear what she has to say to me. And sometimes when I call y'all are able to give me things that just resonate. And I'm missing that, and I'm wishing for that tonight.
Nice. Excellent. Excellent. Okay. Perfect. Well, let me take a moment here and tune in, see if we can get Mom to step forward and see what she has to say. So as I'm doing this and tuning in, there'll be a little moment of silence, and then I'll be right back with you, okay?
No worries.
Okay. All right, Tammy. Wow, she is a strong force. I don't know if you've been told that before in other readings, but she came through immediately. And she was like, wow, it's about time. She's,
yeah.
she has a little bit of an attitude, but it's in a very fun, playful way. She wants you to know that you're getting the answers right. Okay. You're getting her messages. You're hearing her correctly. So she's saying, stop doubting yourself. Okay. That you are very gifted, and it's just sitting down and getting into that quiet space so that you can hear what's being brought forth. Okay.
Sure.
She says it's about honing in your skills. Okay. It's about sitting with them and really listening. She said that she realizes how much you miss her, and she misses you too. And she's just glad that there's that communication piece that she still has with you.
Sure.
And it's a very precious thing. She says you're on the right track. Okay. You're contemplating some things, and she wants you to know that they're on the right path, that you're moving forward. Okay. But you're doubting yourself. You're doubting your decisions. And she says there's too much going on around you.
that
So,
happens. I think that I'm missing. I think I'm missing some connection with like the pets that have passed and the pets that we still have. That's getting to me a little bit because I've seen the pet that's passed that was a gift, and I know that he's with her now. And then I still have one of hers that I inherited, and I just wonder if she sees how he's doing.
you're wondering how he's doing, the one that is still with you right now?
Well, not how he's doing personally, but like for her, like how she's feeling about how we're doing together.
Oh, I see. I see. Um, she says you guys are doing well together. Um, what do you feel the conflict is? Because she's showing me that you're feeling conflict.
Well, I feel like that he is happy with me, but I know that he misses her, and I just wonder how is she connecting with him, because I darn well know she's connecting with him at some point, because there's times that when I get him, he's a bird, and when I get him out of his cage, there's certain clicks and motions that he does that I know that is just like, oh, thank you, and talking to me.
Yeah, yeah, right. So she's acknowledging that, those are those times that they are connecting, right? It's not that he's not connecting with you. It's just that he feels that strong presence of your mom, right? And he is connecting with you. It's like sometimes what she's showing me is like sometimes even with humans, right? Someone comes up to talk to you and you're just in a completely different space, right? You might be daydreaming, you might be thinking of something different. And it's kind of that same way with this pet, right? It's like they're in a different space. And so you feel like there's this lost connection, or that you're doing something wrong, right? And that's not the case. It's just a matter of giving him that space to kind of get back into reality, right?
Yeah. Well, I feel like that I don't feel like there's a loss. I just want to make sure that she feels like that I'm doing a good thing. And I feel like that with this bird, it's kind of funny because nobody thinks that he talks. Mom said he spoke all the time. He would say, "Pretty Petey." And to this day, he says it, not as clearly as he used to because it's not in the same environment. But the one thing that I have found him to say often is, and it's, if you don't know, you don't know. But it's,
right.
Thank you. When I get him out of the cage and I take him outside, he's a parrot. He could fly away to anywhere he wanted to fly to. But I take him outside and he sits outside with me in the open air. And that's our time.
Yep, exactly.
And I feel like that's Mom's time too.
Yes, exactly. Right. And when he's saying thank you, right? She's right there.
Oh, he does.
And she's thanking you, right? She's thanking you. Thank you for giving him some freedom. Thank you for giving him some room, some space to grow, space to breathe, right? And most definitely, he feels connected with you when you spend that time with him. And when you take him outside, there's like this trust, this unspoken trust between you and him, that I take you outside and you sit with me and we connect and we spend time together, and he understands that.
Yeah, I told him earlier when we were outside. We're inside now because we couldn't talk on the phone if I was outside. Anyway, so inside now. But when we're outside, I told him, I said, we're going to talk to Mom tonight, our mom. And I said, are you ready? And he did his little dance. And I
His
was like,
little
all right,
dance.
here
I
we
was
go.
going to say he danced around, didn't he? Yes.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. because he gets excited about that. He feels that presence just like you do. And that's that sharing piece, that connection that you guys have, right? And so that connection is only going to get stronger. Okay? Because you guys share something together. It's this like I keep saying, this unspoken feeling, these unspoken connections, right, between the two of you. And so, you know, as you get a little bit more time with him, you're going to find that there's even that higher level of trust between the two of you. You guys were meant to be together, and your mom made that so.
Mom did make that. Mom made that step throughout every year of us visiting her. And she had multiple parrots. And this was the one that was supposed to be mine. And I ended up with more than one, but one passed away. And but this one's still here. And it's enjoyable. I love him. And I enjoy spending time with him. And when he tells me by his little thank you, chirp, chirp, you know, how he does it, I know what it means.
Yes.
And, you know, and it just spending time together, I love it. So I was just hoping to hear that she said she loved it. And you told me she loved it. So that's good. That's good.
Yes. She's very, very happy that the two of you have made connections. She was a little concerned at first, she said, that there wasn't going to be that connection that she was hoping for, but she's seeing it grow over time. And she says, you guys are going to be fine.
Yeah.
You're going to be absolutely fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that sounds good.
Yeah. Perfect. Well, is there any other questions I can answer for you?
Yeah, we have a couple of family issues happening with splitting up of things that are not going so well. So what are your thoughts on that?
I can feel that there's a lot of tension. It's almost like this unspoken anger. Is this between you and your other siblings?
No. No, it's a full family thing.
It's a full family thing. It feels like there's this energy of brother-sister tension. So it could even be people that you would consider more like a brother or a sister, right? Or those energies around that. But there's like this energy, this tension around all of it, of unspoken words. I keep hearing unspoken words, like there needs to be some conversation around what's going on. I see like knots twisted. It's like somebody's very twisted up in a situation, and it's really not what that situation is about. It's really actually about something different. Does that make sense?
Yeah. No, it does. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. It's going to take a while for this to get resolved because nobody's willing to talk about it. There's some it's like what I'm being shown is someone putting their foot down and they are just, nope, my foot is grounded into the ground and by darn, I'm not going to move, right? So until some of that stubbornness eases up, there's not going to be a lot of resolve.
Yeah, some of that needs to happen, but some of it is very uncomfortable.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like I want to sit and kind of squirm in my seat, like I'm just not very comfortable with the situation and with what things are going on. So Um, I feel there's a possibility down the road that that could work its way out, but right now they're showing me it's like a real 50-50 chance, you know. There's a lot of things that need to be resolved and talked about.
I
boy,
agree, but that's also interesting. So yeah, I love it.
Yeah, there's some stubborn people in your family right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. The
Well,
best
I
thing
guess
your
it'll
mom is
fix
showing
itself
me.
when it itself.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I said, I guess it will fix itself when it fixes itself.
Yeah, your mom is saying step back away. Let it play out. Okay. So she's saying, boy, there's a lot of stubborn blood in this family. So she's saying, you know, it best for you if you can just kind of step back a little bit. Just for a while. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Perfect. Well, Tammy, I hope this has helped.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Oh, I said, I hope this has helped.
Oh, yes, it did. Thank you so much.
You're very welcome. Is there anything else I can help you with?
No, that'll be good. Thank you so much.
Okay. Yeah, your mom's kind of stepping back. So it's like she's kind of said what she needed to say for right now.
Can you talk to pets?
I can. I have a little harder time connecting with animals because every spirit is on a different vibration.
Sure.
So sometimes I have to, in order to talk to spirit, they have to raise their vibration, and I actually have to lower mine so that we can communicate. And pets are just on a little bit lower vibration than that, and sometimes I have a hard time getting down to that vibration. I could definitely try if there is something that you're looking for.
Charlie.
So is Charlie a cat?
Is Charlie what? I'm sorry?
Is Charlie a cat, a feline?
No, he's a dog.
Interesting. He's got very cat-like, he's got very cat-like responses. He doesn't act like a typical dog.
No, he did.
Yeah,
he
comes
did.
in as a cat.
He was very female, not even feline, but he was very female in his emotions and his thoughts. When I first got him, my husband said, "You better get off of her." I was sick. Like, I got sick 2 days after I got him. And he said, "You better get off of her. She's going to get rid of you. You're going to be gone." And I said, "Oh, no, you shut your mouth. He's mine."
Yeah.
And that's exactly how we played out our 6 years together. And the last night that we had together, if my hands weren't touching him, he was grabbing for me. I guess he knew.
Yeah.
And the next morning, he didn't make me watch it, but he went and lay down and he went to death. He went to God. He went to sleep.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So, yeah, no, he was very female in his male body.
Yeah. He didn't want you to have to go through that process. You helped him through
but I
that
want to know
process.
what he's doing now.
Yeah, you helped him through that process as he was like at his worst hour, he's saying, right? And then it was like he just didn't want to, to hurt you, to put you through that right now. Oh my God, it's so funny because he's showing me as a cat and like going in between your legs, right? Like a figure eight.
Oh,
like
the cat.
Would do.
Oh, I remember the cat. Okay, let me tell you. So, he's funny. He would, oh my God, this is so funny. He would chase a cat, and the minute the cat and chase the cat, the minute the cat turned around and chased him back, and he was like, I'm thinking he's dying. I'm thinking he's getting beat up, and like, I need to take him to the vet. No, the cat's nowhere near him. He was running. So that's what he's telling you. So the cat is, remember, Mama, the cat that I used to chase.
There you go. Oh, he's doing good. He wants you to know, he wants to say thank you. Thank you for taking him in. Thank you for taking care of him and loving him as he is, as he was, right?
Yeah.
And that was really important to him that you took him as he was. So he says thank you for that.
No, Charlie, thank you. You were the best thing that ever happened to me. And I miss you.
Yeah, he misses you too. He's around you a lot. So when you feel that brush up against your leg, right? When you feel that brush and you want to say, hello, Charlie, yeah, that's him. Okay?
No, I literally trip over him when I see him. Yeah, he's very, very prominent in my life.
Yes, he is. Well, Tammy, we just have a few seconds left in our show, so I want to say thank you so much for calling in. It has been an absolute pleasure to speak with you tonight.
I think I've been all over the board tonight, and I just thank you for allowing me to be that way. I need a little bit of everything.
You did. You needed all of that.
Thank you so much.
You're so welcome. Have a wonderful evening.
You too. Night.
Okay, goodbye. Wow, that does it for me, everyone. Thank you so much for tuning in. I sure appreciate you being here. If you would love to have a one-on-one session with me or a group session, please reach out to me on my website at wingsofsoulswithjulie.com. I also have gift certificates. If you're looking for that perfect gift for somebody, reach out to me, or my Facebook pages, Julie Yeager Walker Medium or Your Time to Shine. Have a wonderful night, everybody. We'll see you next week.
You're listening to A1R Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV, enlightening television. Welcome.
Time for astrology and psychic readings with Lady D. Lady D. Live from LadyDPsychicParties.com.
Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/psychic radio.
Or one of our websites,
askoneradio.com or moonstruck.tv.
This is Astrology and Psychic Reading
on A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Hi everybody, welcome to Astrology and Psychic Readings with Lady D. I'm your host for this segment, Lady D. So this week we do have the full moon that's happening in Gemini on the 27th of November at 8:16 p.m. So that's my time here in Sydney. So with this full moon that is coming up, it is going to be a little bit intense. The good news, I like Gemini. I like Gemini's energy. It's a very fun, youthful energy. It's about networking. It's about learning, growing, being very social as well. Geminis never feel like they know enough, so they've got this big thirst for knowledge and learning. But there is a square, a T-square. So we've got Mars squaring Saturn as well as the moon squaring Saturn as well. And we've got the sun that's also going to be making a square to Saturn. So we've got the sun, moon, and Mars all squaring Saturn during this full moon that is happening. So this could be a bit of a conflict that's coming up. I feel like it's about releasing. I did feel like the pressure was building and it's going to be something that's going to be released here, some sort of like pressure or bubble bursting up. Could be like a battle of wits or a standoff could also be happening. I just feel like there's also too, there's going to be an energy of being like over flexible. We've got a lot of mutable energy that's in this new full moon. That's mutable is where we are more flexible. So I do feel like that it's going to be like over flexibility that's coming up. People not knowing how to make a decision or not being firm on their decisions or where they are heading as well. People not being able to make up their minds, so a bit indecisive. That's coming up too. Time for new beginnings. So it's like a time for people like newness coming in. I feel like that there's things bubbling under the surface. There's going to be a lot of things coming up underneath. When we're dealing with Mars, and because it is squaring to Saturn, there could be a problem. It's probably not a time to sort of lose your temper, time to try and keep your temper with you. We also have Mars that has moved into Sagittarius. And that's another one of my favorite signs. It's about being fun and social too. So the energy moving forward with Mars in Sag, there could be an energy of being fun and social that's coming out and being more motivated to be more social as well and having fun and trying to be more carefree. But just the things that's bubbling up here with the full moon that's coming up. And even with the week, we do feel like by the end of the week, things are going to get a lot smoother, a lot happier. There is a try here, and we do have a try with Venus and Saturn during the full moon. That's very positive. That's going to be a luck with any issues that come up to do with relationships or money. But by the end of the week, we've also got to try to Venus. So try the Venus with Saturn as well as Mercury with Jupiter. So again, feel more confident and a bit of luck with communication and our thoughts and thinking better thoughts as well. That's coming up by the end of the week here. We also have an opposition with Venus and Chiron. So there could be a sense of a healing to do with relationships that's also coming up here too. Also during it this week, we'll also have, so it's going to be, as I said, the energy is going to be like a busy season that's coming up ahead with people that like being very busy too. It's also about following your heart, Be so careful of scams. I feel like scamming and scams are gonna sort of come up here. I also feel like that there's a sense of knowing like rights and responsibilities coming up this week too. It's not a week to be stubborn. It's all this mutable energy about being flexible, but not over flexible, but being flexible and still keeping making decisions. But just if plans aren't gonna go through, being flexible to move around them as well, and also being diplomatic too. All right, let's go to a caller here. We've got Chrissy, who's in Oklahoma in USA. So, hi, Chrissy, how are you?
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. How can I help you today?
And so I was wondering if I could get a general reading from you. I didn't know if I should gear it toward a certain question or however.
Yeah, yeah, you can ask me a question. Then it's got something in the channel. What's your question?
So I just kind of wanted to know about like what you're seeing kind of in the like within the, I don't know if you do like any kind of future or reading anything like that, or just kind of my energy.
Okay, we'll do it over the next 6 months. I do feel like Christmas is a thing about being tight over Christmas. I don't know if this is like a financial thing or just being tight or people being a bit tight. I get a sense that you're very giving and very open, but people wanting to not. I just keep on getting tight, and I see like a water being rinsed out of a sponge. So I just feel like people are being tighter this Christmas around you. I also feel like people around you coming up in this season, they're not being as flexible as they need to be. I can see you asking them to like be flexible. You're trying to ask people to do things for you, and people are got their back up, or they're just not being as flexible as you want them to be. Too, I also feel like your car. I see a car that's sick, so I feel like there could be car issues or something coming with the car. Where you live, is it snowing where you live? Does it snow around the end of this time or coming into winter where you live?
Yeah, it's like 30 degrees, but it's not snowed just yet in Oklahoma.
But it does snow in Christmas time.
Yeah, sometimes it does. I mean, it
Okay.
might snow. This week. It's gonna be kind of cold.
Okay. Okay, so I see like snow, and I see a car that's not well, but there's snow in the car. So I feel like when it snows, I just see the car having a sort of car issue. Like I feel like the car needs a new like belt or something. I'm getting the belt. I'm not a car person. I don't know a lot about cars, but I something about the belt, the thing that goes
Hmm.
around the engine with the
Oh, the
car.
belt. Okay. Yeah, maybe a new belt,
Yeah,
something like that.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I was wondering.
Um,
I don't know if you see anything like because my son, he has autism. So, and I'm his sole guardian, and I'm having a real difficult time with him with his behavior and everything. So I just kind of need like a little bit of like, what do you see with that, with anything with
okay.
mine and his energy?
Okay, even though he is having a hard time with him, I do feel like he's a very lovely boy. Because and you're talking about him, I can just hear that he is a very lovely boy, as
Yes.
well. I feel like you're trying not to spoil him. It's like I feel like I think this is where I'm seeing where you're asking people to be flexible. I feel like you're trying to teach him like good manners or good things and trying to be like teach him good things, but I feel like people around you are like either could be sneaking him lollies or like giving him things and being more
Right.
want to give you, yeah, like I feel like people going like people so undermining you. So you're trying to teach him and say like, no, you can't have that chocolate, you can't have that lolly. And then there's people who are like, oh no, here, have it. I feel like there's something about other people being too lenient with him, and that's is where the problem is because not everyone's on the same page as you when it comes to him
Hmm. Yeah.
as
Yeah.
well. And it's
Hmm.
like you're kind of stuck. I do feel like you need a third person
Yep.
to help with him, like someone who's not in the family, like a professional person that needs to
Yep.
be there to help him. This person is like a no nonsense person. Are very they are a natural with young people or children that are like him. And I feel like though they have a non nonsense approach, and that's going to help him bloom, because it's like he needs to know that things aren't going to come easy in life, and but there is better things coming. So this card is standing out to me, and this card's mean you're moving on to something better that's coming up for you. I just feel like it's with finding that third party that's going to help you with him. He does want to be a good boy, like he does want to be good. It's just he gets frustrated when things aren't going his way. He doesn't understand the difference between like being patient and just waiting things out. Like he needs it now. And I feel like that's where he gets his backup, and that's where also where he gets his thing. And he really likes to. He's learned how to, I'd say manipulate, but throw his weight. Say throw his weight around. So it is kind of manipulate to get his way, because he knows like
Yes,
he
he does.
knows people. So it's like everyone needs to be on the same page. If people aren't on the same page, this is like it's like chaos. Um, and
Yep,
I
it
feel
is.
like that yeah, but it will get better, it will get easier, but it's a long road, like it's a long journey with him. I do feel like by the time we get to his 20s, there is a sense of maturing and change like this. He's able to do things. I feel like he does have the ability to do things. I do feel like he has big dreams as well with him, and he does get very sure of himself too, so there is a confidence there with him as well. But I
Yeah.
just feel like you're gonna have to prepare for. It's like you're gonna have to prepare and get everyone around you, like family members around, and sit them down and be like, "Look, I'm teaching him this. I need you to be on the same page with me, and I need you to follow through with me." And I feel like that will help you. It's gonna be hard work, but it's gonna get results.
Yeah. Because he's 18 now, and I just feel like
Oh.
like you said, kind of stuck. You know what I mean? Like
There's
like
something that when he's 20.
way out.
Yeah, when he's
Okay.
20, he's a bit more mature, like 20. But I feel like there's a third party that's gonna like a teacher or a third party that's gonna come in and help you with this. But it's
That'd be
not in the
good.
family, it's a professional.
Yeah.
So I feel like it's a professional person.
Yeah, it would have to be definitely.
Yeah.
I
But I'll
just
leave it there.
wondered
Thank
like
you.
that.
It's
Yeah.
okay.
Thank
You for
you.
calling in today. It's okay. Okay,
Thank you
everybody.
so much.
Thank you. That's okay. No worries. My pleasure. So, everyone, thank you. I hope you all have a wonderful week ahead. If you want to contact me, you can. My website is Lady D Psychic Parties, as well as my Facebook page, and my Instagram and TikTok is Lady D Psychic. Thank you, and I'll see you again, same time, same place next week. So, bye for now.